which I did play a little bit of.
Yeah.
And it seems okay.
Nice.
I think we're live now. Hello, welcome on the Stick After Dark.
Hello.
As always, I am Eric Stephen Allen. I'm here with Kurt Adam.
Yes, I am here.
And Mike Ailes is taking care of some business, but when he's done with that, he'll take care of this business.
Which business?
Every day.
Fish business?
Yeah, you need to catch some fish and then sell them so you can make your boat faster so you can catch more fish.
Trawl for some fish. You gotta drop some crab pots.
Yep. You need to do all those
You also
things.
need your boat to be faster so you can outrun your demons.
Literal.
Kind of not really possible eventually. But, spoilers.
Okay, well, also Joe will be joining us later, but who cares?
But fuck him.
But fuck Joe. So yeah, Dredge.
This will be the test if he actually listens and actually watches what he wasn't here for.
He knows how we feel about him.
It's true.
So Dredge is a fishing game.
Can confirm.
So it's just like Black Bass on the NES.
Yeah, it's exactly the same as
Animal
that.
Crossing.
Honestly, this game would be a lot better if it had the
bad.
NES Black Bass music, but...
I was going to say, too bad Eric doesn't have his little fishing controller.
Yeah.
Can reel up.
Oh
reel
man,
up some fish.
They should make those things compatible.
That would be pretty good.
That would be extremely good use of someone's time.
It's made by a Kiwi studio. They might just be crazy enough to do it.
Well, there you go.
Collect all
it appears that you have upgraded your hull at least once.
Let's see. Let's take a look, shall we?
Let us take a look. Well, I can already tell.
Oh, spoilers.
Yeah, I've upgraded
Yeah,
my
we're
hull
like
twice.
this is like halfway through the game, right?
Halfway through, yeah.
Maybe
if you're worried about spoilers, there will be some.
Yeah, I mean it's.
You're doing pretty good.
My main focus has been trying to get the.
I actually only said
engines.
spoilers because there was a treasure map in your storage.
Oh yeah, I haven't found that yet, so.
It's not exactly difficult to figure out what that's supposed to be,
Yeah.
but.
I need to go back to like the main town and like clear out my storage. I have a bunch of treasure in there that I should sell.
Gotta talk to the antiquarian guy.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that this lady would buy some of that stuff eventually, but it doesn't seem like it. Also, I need to buy.
No,
I need
only the
some-
trader will buy that
I need
stuff.
some nets. I think I'm missing. I don't have any nets.
Pro
Oh,
tip: if you wanna fill out the entire, you wanna catch all the fish. Gotta catch them
Fishopedia.
all. Yeah, you need to get a net, the fully upgraded net.
Yeah. Eric, ABT, always be trolling.
I haven't bought nets.
Well, the
yet
problem
because
is
I haven't.
trawling takes space.
Yeah, I
the
didn't
trawler.
realize that you needed nets. Like, I didn't realize there were net-specific fish until
There
I
are
looked at
net
this
specific
area.
fish. Yeah, and there's I was down to the last two in my Fishopedia, and they were trawling nets, I think oceanic area, which is the last upgrade on the net.
It sure
set.
is.
And I had already burned all of my research parts that were easily gettable on a bunch of other stuff. So I had to
is
grind
fishing.
for research parts.
A fish.
If you wait long enough, the lady that Eric was just
Yes.
talking with gets more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not the shipwright, not the shipwright in the starter area in the marrow, but all the traveling one does.
Yeah,
But
but once you're far enough into the game, you don't spend a
So
lot
in
of
this
time
game,
there.
you just like you drive
You
this
do not.
boat around and you catch fish. It's pretty simple.
Yep.
I mean, you kind of do. I mean, that is kind of the game.
Different
there's
fish
a
have
little bit more
different mini games.
There's a little bit more going on than that, but you have to kind of just want to drive this boat around and catch fish, and it turns out I do. So
I find it very relaxing and tranquil,
yeah,
Sometimes,
except when you're going insane.
except at night.
I mean, even then, it's not that bad if I'm being honest.
It's
like,
true.
This game has a bit of a creepy Lovecraft vibe to it, but
It's very low
generally
grade.
pretty soft.
Yeah.
I would not say that
It's
anything.
easy to not have to worry too hard about it, I guess is the best
I
way
need
to
to
think
have a
about it.
pole capable of fishing the abyss.
Whoa.
If I
Whoa.
wanna, yeah.
You do. You need an
Better-
abyssal pole and a haldo pole. You
Get
can
a
get
better pole.
one. You can get one pole on your upgrade path that will do kind of all the things. That's really useful.
Have you, well, no, it'll do like half the things.
Almost all the things. Yeah.
It'll do everything a pole can
Between
do.
two sets of poles, you can have all the
You
things.
get one pole and one winch, basically.
Yes, right. That's correct. I do like that there are multiple kinds of minigame fishing things.
Yeah.
That was not
Yeah.
true in the demo. And so the first time I got one where it was multiple components and you kind of shifted back and forth, I was like, oh, they're going to do different stuff. That's neat.
Yeah.
And there's also a mechanic where sometimes you'll go to a fishing spot and there'll be like a trophy fish and it'll be marked. You see the little green things on the fishing dial there. There'll be like a gold one. And so you want to try and target catching it on the gold one. And that actually does some interesting things with some of the variants where, like, there's one that Eric did earlier where there are, like, balls that come from the bottom and go to the top. And the green balls go really fast and the gold ball goes very slowly.
Bloodskin
And
shark.
so you have to be very...
That's a
Very
good shark
careful.
you just got there.
Tendons
That is a
Yeah.
good shark.
Sinews stretch over the fins of this bloodied predator. Powerful jaws are clad in exposed muscle. Huh, that's weird.
I'm sure
Yeah.
that's fine.
That's probably fine.
It's fresh.
It is fresh. You could get it if you want.
So you got that, yeah. You got that going for you.
Yeah, if you somehow have not like heard anything about this game,
There's a
then,
demo.
yeah, it's fishing, but creepy sometimes,
Yeah.
and you might haul up something that doesn't.
There's
look
a
like
there's a little
like
fishing
that.
village and there's some problems.
I mean, who can say really? I messed it up. I like this mini game the best. The dredging.
The
one.
dredging. That's a good one. They do a nice job of making it variable for
You guys
different.
ever get the perfect dredge?
I mean, I have.
I know what I mean is I got the one time where the random selection of holes lined up in such a way that you didn't have to move ever.
Yeah.
I didn't get that. I did have one where it was like all but one thing on one band and one on the other
It's been
end.
a
So it was
long
sort of
time since
in,
I've
out,
been back
wait,
to this
in,
main
out,
area.
wait.
Oh man, look at my crab pots are full.
Heck yeah!
The nice thing is, for crabs, that's not a problem,
Yeah.
right? Because they're kept alive by the water. If you wander around with fish in your boat for too long, then they rot out.
They will go from fresh to not fresh to just like a pile of goo.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. Although
Just like
I was
goldfish.
surprised the first time that happened that it didn't take up the same amount of space. Your fish is like a little Tetris piece in your storage,
Yeah.
and when it rots, it just turns into one square.
They get kind of mushy after a while.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. You would think the sludge would kind of be all over, but it is not.
The gulls, maybe.
I like the way
Away.
you've Tetrised your motors there. That's nice.
Well,
A little
before that
dovetailing.
was the
Like a
only way I
yin-yang
could
motor.
make them fit before.
Fit. Right?
but-
Yeah, you didn't have space for them.
Now I need to. I could get that. I could sell one and get that square motor, and then also get one of those little motors I think and put up there.
Yep.
More
Yeah,
motors is good.
Mixing and matching motors is a good thing. You got so many research parts.
I know. Well, I haven't really had much of a use to research things. I've been instead of just like using them, I've been saving them for like if I
When
need
you have a specific need.
thing.
Yeah. So, folks see here, right? At night, things get weird. Right? The fog comes in and crazy shit starts happening, and sometimes a rock that wasn't there is suddenly there.
Those are the
So that
worst,
only really
man.
happens in the first area, right?
Other types of things like that happen elsewhere, but that specific thing, yeah, that only really happens in the
Yeah,
first
I mean,
area.
I guess let's talk a little bit about the spoilery stuff here, since
Sure.
it's mostly just us. So what I've started this game, I was like, oh, the nighttime is creepy, and there's rocks, and there's like a red cloud is making me crazy. And
Yep.
Eric, have you come across
There's a
other
a
boat?
haunted boat that brings like a crazy angler fish to destroy you.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's really funny the first time you encounter that because you're like, oh, there's another boat. And like you can honk your horn at it and it'll honk its horn at you. And then suddenly it's like, roar! Like, oh shit. Oh shit.
Also, sometimes
So,
if you get bumped, you like lose stuff from your boat. And there was one
Yep.
time where I was taking this lady who was like she was a shipwright that wanted to move, and I
Right.
like a rock appeared out of nowhere at night, and I ran into it, and she's just like disappeared overboard. I was like, well,
oh no.
I
Was she
reloaded.
gone forever?
Yeah, she's gone.
Okay.
Yeah, if that happens and you don't reload, then she's gone forever. But I
Wow.
saved it
Some
so I could get her back.
things like that you don't lose forever, apparently.
Oh, you can
but-
get them back at some point.
Yeah, like they'll respawn or whatever. Have
might
you found the
been able to go
dog?
Find her in town again.
Yeah, I already did that.
You found the dog?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I found the dog.
You didn't find the dog? How far along are you?
I'm done.
Okay.
I'm actually.
If you didn't find the dog, you're not done.
Apparently, I'm not done. No, I have 4 kinds of fish left in my Fishipedia to find, and as we were saying earlier, at least 2 of them. No, actually, yeah, 2 of them involve trawling.
There's a pretty hard to get trawler and then a variant of that. Which if you
I mean,
have
I have the ultimate trawler that you can get by researching.
Yeah, but I'm saying just there's a fish that's you got to trawl for, and then a variant of that are not super easy to find.
Well, I've been having the worst time getting the variant jellyfish. I don't know if you know which one I mean.
I do know exactly what you mean. It took me quite a while. Do you have
Yeah.
the sign of ruin?
I
And if
think I
so,
do.
have you equipped it? Because that will help you
Uh,
increase your chances of getting variants.
Let me double.
It's a
check.
one square item
I might
that
not
you
have
stick in your
that.
like fishing
I have
spot.
other various creepy things,
Yeah.
but I don't have that. No, I don't have it.
Okay.
Hmm.
That is useful to help you boost your
I bet it
chances of
is.
getting variants. Yeah.
Well, instead I just go at night. So what I wanted to say is that at the start of the game, it's like, ooh, nighttime is so creepy. By the time I was about halfway through, I was just like, fuck it, I don't care. Just like cruising around.
It's
in the dark
fine.
just all the time. Like I'm fast, they can't catch me.
Yeah.
And there's weird stuff out there. It's true, occasionally. But
The
also
only
the
real
other thing is the lights situation.
Yeah.
I basically just never turn on my headlights.
Oh really?
Yeah, because turning on your headlights draws all the bad things to you.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. Well, like the
I thought it made you,
like
but
the
it makes you
clouds?
go crazy faster, right?
Oh, Kurt, I just got the Anchovy King.
There you go. That's the one I was talking about.
So that's one of the 2 tough ones.
That's one of
now.
the 2. Yeah. Yeah, the anchovy and the anchovy king are the last 2 I had to get.
I don't think it changes your speed at all to have the lights on, Eric.
No, it makes you go crazy faster.
Oh, sure, but what's the harm in that?
I don't know. I don't
Almo-
know because I've never maxed out the gauge. So
Well, then you should try, because in fact, there's a couple of interesting things that happen. Think Eternal Darkness,
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're
it's
like,
actually more
you're-
fun to be going nuts than to
You need to be a little crazy.
Well, also the consequences are just usually not too bad. I've seen
Yeah.
a couple of interesting things, and some of them are quite rare, actually. Like, there's one that I didn't see until I'd been playing for a super long time, and it was like, wow, really? Like, this is in this game, and didn't
Nice.
see it at all until, like,
They-
really late.
bring up the mute button or delete, like going to delete your save.
It did not do that, no. It doesn't. I haven't seen it do any of that kind of Eternal Darkness-y style, like messing with your head. Can I just say that the camera recentering is awful in this game?
Yeah, this game
I had-
has a bad camera in a way that a PlayStation 2 game would have a bad camera.
You can just
Yeah.
turn that off, and then just have a normal camera.
Am I going the right
I
way?
was not
Highly
aware of that.
recommend it.
I mean,
Because it's
are you
always trying to
go
swing
the...
around behind you.
Yeah, I was trying to get
Yeah.
back over to the lady there.
Yeah, you're in the right place.
Anyway, my feeling overall is I think this
Huh,
game
what's
is
down there?
fun and nice
That
and
looks
cool.
bad.
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh, is this your first time?
No, I've been here
okay.
before, but I need to get that.
You're in the
net.
best area in the game, in my opinion.
Is it? I
I'd say
like the one with the big, where there was the big eel that was chasing me around, and
The Gale Cliffs.
yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, that's good.
This is really beautiful with the
Yeah,
The glowy squid.
I was about to say that's what's neat about this area is that at nighttime it changes and you get the glowy squids and you get the um, uh, yeah, jellyfish and all that.
Yeah, that's what I need to do right now is catch a jellyfish.
You
Any
just
specific kind?
trawl for jellyfish.
I
Yeah,
need for
trawling.
the researcher. Yeah, I think I need to. That's what I was kind of in the middle of. Let's see here. Might have enough to do these net spaces as well, which would be pretty useful.
I pretty much went after all of these upgrades as fast as I could.
Yeah.
Because I was like, more hull is good. More
Yeah.
space to stick fish. I want that. Just push, push, push.
Cram them in there.
Anything that will make you more efficient at catching
Exactly.
things.
Exactly. And allows you more options for that stuff. So
Oh, I think I just figured out the treasure map thing, and it's something that I just found randomly already by myself. Oh well. But yeah, overall, I think it's a fun game. I don't know that I'd call it like an all-timer for me. I think it's it never. I don't know. I guess I wanted it to get a little bit weirder or more surprising. It's
Yeah,
fairly kind
there's-
of predictable once it gets going.
There's a scene early on where the fishmonger in the first town like gets crazy from you giving him the weird fish.
yeah,
And I was
yeah.
like,
I
I
wanted
wanted-
more of that.
Yeah, that was what I was gonna say. Is that's like the thing that I feel like
There's
is
a-
kind of missing a little bit.
There's also a scene in the same area when you go where the trader is, and you give this guy a fish, and it has this like black gunk coming out of it, and he turns kind of funky as a result. But it's not super highlighted like it is for the fishmonger.
Yeah, so it's got good vibes.
Yeah,
I thought it was very.
it's
pleasant
done with a
play.
very small team, so I'm willing to give him a little bit of a benefit of the doubt. But yeah, I would if the leaning into more of it would have been nice.
I'm enjoying it enough to just like keep coming back to it and just try and catch the last few fish that I don't have.
Yeah.
Because I like boats and water and stuff.
You should play Black Bass for the NES. The game has all those things. It's my favorite fishing game of all time.
Is it?
Yeah. I mean,
Nice.
it's not like I played a lot of fishing games. Actually, I take that back. I have played a lot of fishing games in my time.
Seaman.
I mean, I didn't have the real thing for the Dreamcast, but that was one of the first Dreamcast games that came out that
Yeah.
that was kind of worth playing. And I didn't have that, but a friend of mine had that, and we played a lot of it. Because there kind of wasn't that much on the Dreamcast.
Right.
You know, you can only play so much Crazy Taxi and Soul Calibur. And then
Choo Choo
your
Rocket.
NFL 2K.
Yeah, but you can't only play so much Tony Hawk 2.
Yeah, that's true.
So my Dreamcast never really went wanting.
We played a lot of that too, but it was a couple of years before that came out, I think. Let's see. Well, I got my net, so I might as well try that out, I guess. So how do you? Is that a thing that I have to use from the? Oh,
Yeah, it's like the crab pot.
okay.
And so you just use it, and then it'll deploy it, and then you don't have to screw with it after that. You can go back to regular fishing. It's just sticking out of the back of your boat.
It's free fish.
Yeah. You just drive around, and fish just show up.
Well, let's put the
Hey.
crab pot down.
It's free fish. But actually, yeah, like if I had known how good trawling was, something that I would have actually started earlier because you can make a ton of money while just doing whatever you want to do, basically.
And all the
You know,
fish you trawl
stay
go in the
fresh.
trawl net,
Yeah.
Oh,
not in
really?
your hold. Yeah,
Oh, my
exactly. So
goodness.
Yeah, it's a huge.
Nothing but
Bonus.
advantage. The only disadvantage is that you have to give some of your
You have to give up some of your rod
hole
space. Yeah.
Well, I
If you
got
know
a
what I
blood
mean.
snapper, so.
Whoa.
Is there a way to check what's in that net?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's
If
like
you
a
bring
third
up,
inventory panel.
tap Y,
Oh, right there, I see.
it'll
There's
be the
one.
left panel. Yeah.
Yes. 2 days remaining. Well, I just have to find the jellyfish.
Yep.
Which
You
I
just
guess,
gotta-
I suppose.
You
is
just got to
probably-
trawl around at nighttime. I did not.
Ah.
I did not determine any kind of technique to help. It was like, should I go near the ones that are in the water? Should I, actually go through them? Does that help?
Yeah, I looked up online because I really
Did you?
wanted to find out if there was a better way to catch that special jellyfish,
Yeah.
and nope.
Just
Just all
you just
one.
gotta troll around. Yeah, the hammerhead shark is a pain in the ass to stick in your hole.
Hopefully it's worth
Oh.
a lot.
Hey Kurt, you know when
Sailfish
you
also.
occasionally get a fish that becomes infected.
Uh-huh.
Does something bad happen if you just let it sit there? Does it infect all the other fish in your boat?
Yes, it can.
You're going overboard.
Does something happen if you let that happen?
They just work less.
Okay.
They're
See,
worth less, and I think they rot faster.
That's the thing that's like missing, I think, from this game.
You want some
Was-
consequences.
Yeah, it's a little. I mean, although you can permanently lose out on that lady, I guess, if you bump into something when you're driving around with her. But oh, here's my chance. We'll fuck it up. Yeah,
What'd you get?
I got a trophy
Oh, you got
barracuda.
the trophy.
Nice. Barracudas also take up a lot of space.
Yeah, but it's not awkward, so it's okay.
No, it's at least a straight line.
I don't really need to do too much more fishing. But oh, I got something.
But you don't have an abyssal rod yet, right?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I'm not even entirely clear on how to get that yet, so I'm guessing it might have to do with the research.
It's a
ability.
research. It's a research thing. It's a type of rod that you can research.
Yeah, I think my favorite things in this game are when you go like find like a wreck or something.
Yep.
And you go up and there's like a little story beat.
It's like, yeah, it's like, oh, you can look in the hold, or you can look in the cabinets.
Yeah.
Some
Have
stuff
you
happens.
have you met any of the robed cultists, Eric?
No, I have not.
Oh man. They'll ask you for fish.
Yeah, I'm gonna just warn you.
Pro tip.
There's
Yeah.
There's a time.
There's a
limit on
time
that.
limit. Yeah.
I succeeded at one of those.
Uh-huh.
Me too. No, I did two. I got two. There are four. But yeah, if you take too long, when you get back there, they're dead.
Okay.
You're like, oh. Which is why one of the achievements is to complete the tasks one way or another, or something like that. Mr. Stormheart says, "Ahoy, Captain! Ahoy! Ahoy, ahoy!
Ahoy or ahoy hoy?
Both.
First one, then the other.
Exactly. Literally, that is what happened."
Okay.
How about you, Joe? You got a yen to catch some fish?
I don't. No, I don't think I do. I've never cottoned to the fishing genre of video game. You know, if I'm being honest.
So this game is actually a little different than most fishing games in that the actual fishing is instantaneous, which is I think why I like this one.
So,
Well, now wait a
it's like
second.
weird little mini game.
So you're telling me that if I have a Dreamcast fishing controller and a USB dongle, I can't even use it with this game?
We
We have covered that earlier.
Yeah.
Not that we're aware.
Not yet, but maybe if we ask enough.
Okay. I'm glad that somebody else already made that joke, I guess.
Yep.
Well, $400.
Within about a minute and a
man.
half of starting the stream.
Okay.
Rich.
So, what's the balance between fishing and horror here? Hey, inventory Tetris.
It does have
There
a
is
a lot of
inventory
inventory Tetris.
Yeah.
Shit. Now I'm more interested. I got inventory.
It's awesome. It's really good inventory Tetris. Also,
It is.
That's fantastic.
Different fish have different shapes. You
I
also
saw
gotta
like a
balance,
hammerhead shark in there.
yeah, you gotta balance your
Yeah.
fish against your equipment.
Sharks are tough, man.
If you want to have more options for how you can fish, then you're lowering the area for putting your fish in.
Mm.
There's a lot to it.
There's a
Oh,
red
yeah.
jellyfish that escaped from Elden Ring.
Yep.
man, I wish I need to catch one of those things. That's what I'm doing right now. Is I'm just driving around trying to catch one of those fish.
Is there
Hey,
a
I think
giant?
that's it.
To
Is
get
there
one.
like a giant fish monster?
Oh, there's also
that
these.
will-
There's these weird.
There is a giant fish monster. Yeah, you
I
did
would
get
say-
it.
Oh
I
shit!
would
Whoa,
say
whoa, whoa,
several,
whoa,
actually.
whoa, whoa, whoa! What the fuck?
Oh, yeah.
That's new.
Yeah.
I know what happened.
Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't know that
That's
happened.
actually.
Yep.
So Eric,
Mr.
have you seen the glowing rocks in other contexts?
Yeah, I put a bunch of mackerel into one and got a cool rod.
That's a different thing.
That's the
That's
goal
not what he's
always,
asking about.
is to have a cool rod.
Wow. Mr. Stormheart asks, is this the game is horror related? Yes. There is some, Lovecraftian
Yeah, 'cause-
horror mixed with your fishing game.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's like
Elder
Dagon,
gods.
basically, right?
Yeah.
It's Lovecraft's Dagon
Yeah.
adapted
It's not,
to
I mean, it's not,
video game.
hardcore, it's not Amnesia or something like that, but, there's
There's
a
an
there's a
octopus
there's a
in my-
creepy vibe.
There's an octopus in my crab pot. I assume it's eating all my fucking crabs.
I mean, it doesn't.
Oh no.
No.
I say I would be
You
more
ca-
worried
you
about
also-
the crabs fucking.
You also
the
catch
octopus.
you also catch
No,
more
no,
crabs.
man. Have you ever?
Oh, that's why the beaks. That's why they have the beaks.
Yes,
They-
exactly.
That's right.
Like
Yep,
that's
right,
a
right,
that's a
right.
thing that octopuses are well known for.
Octopodus.
Yes.
Octopus pretty high up on the food chain, I think.
It's true.
Yeah, it's like
I have a friend that believes that they will eventually be the, take us out.
nope.
Well, I don't-
crabs.
so
we know
Anthony,
it's
I
already
was saying- I was gonna
scientifically
say-
proven to be crabs.
Anthony's not here, but I did want to. If he was, I'd ask him how many separate times crabs have evolved from other life forms.
I mean, if it's gotta happen, I would rather it be the octopodes.
Okay, but what would you rather the human race evolve into, Mike? Because I think I'd rather be a crab person than an octopus person.
No, the octopus thing goes both ways for me.
Okay, all right.
Well, it's too bad, Mike, because it's been scientifically proven that the crab is the perfect animal and that all things are evolving into crabs. So
I've heard that.
Everything crabs.
Just a
On
few
along
moments
this
ago.
timeline, everything crabs.
I just got a cursed crab trap shirt.
Did you?
see,
Nice.
see, Mike, this lady has a dog because I found a dog and then I gave it to her.
Yep.
Can you pet the
Where
dog?
was the dog?
He's on the beach.
You find him on a beach near the Little Marrow.
Oh, that dog looks like my dog.
You got to
actually.
explore all the little islands.
All right, well,
You got to get
Maybe
kind of
I
close
will.
to some of the
Aha! from
Coast-
the
coastlines
abyssal
to
zone.
see that
This
there's
is
a
what we
thing.
need.
That
Yep.
dog looks like my dog, and that scientist kind of looks like Anthony's wife.
looks like your scientist. Yeah,
Yes, looks like Anthony's scientist.
it does look like
Oh,
Anthony's scientist.
I
a little
thought
bit.
I today I was driving over to the park to do some walking after work, and there was a guy walking with what I assume is his girlfriend or his wife or something, and she was like redheaded, like leaning towards orange, and then he was wearing like a super ridiculous branded Cheetos jersey shirt. I was like, this dude has
So it's
this
like-
guy has a fucking type. This guy knows what he likes, and he goes for it.
He's fully committed to the bit.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, kudos for that.
yeah. Listen, no shame.
Confident heterosexual.
Right, he knows exactly what he likes. He likes orange. He likes
Things are
orange
orange.
things.
He likes Hulk Hogan. He
Probably,
likes
yeah.
Oompa
He likes
Loompas.
orange slices.
Only one vintage of Oompa Loompa.
He
Yeah.
likes Sunkissed, soda
Yeah.
pop.
Right.
You know.
Oh, but not
Yeah.
the grape, that's for sure. Fucking
No,
Not
love
great.
that shit.
Yeah.
Ice orange Game Cubes, but I mean, who doesn't?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we all like that. I do like how much faster I am now.
Yep.
The game gets a lot more fun once you have some engine upgrades.
Yeah.
If I was to ever replay this, I would definitely mainline getting.
Yeah, you
engine upgrade.
mainline engines. Yep.
So how much of this is so Mike? You said that like you finished it. So how much of this is there?
I don't know, like 15 hours maybe.
Yeah, 12, 15.
I think if you don't,
It does
try-
depend
Depends
a
on
little
how
bit
much
sure you wanna
dawdling.
be.
Yeah.
I think if
'Cause you
don't
can
try
do
to
a lot of
catch
dicking around
everything,
catching
it's probably
fish. Yeah,
significantly
exactly.
shorter as well.
Yeah.
What happens if I mainline the engines? Is it get faster? Because I can.
I mean,
does
it
get
does.
faster,
Literally,
yeah.
it literally everything gets faster.
You could probably speed run it in a couple hours, but you'd have to know what you were doing.
But so Joe, you basically just have to want to cruise around a little island map with a boat. That's kind of what you're doing in this game. There are a bit of horror elements, but they're pretty soft.
Oh, I have to install this.
Yeah, you have to.
Now-
Yeah,
As it
Stick
turns
it in
out,
storage,
I do enjoy
and then
cruising around a chain of
go
islands
back.
in a boat.
because you'll have to get the shipwright to do it for you.
And if you
Like,
like inventory Tetris, and if you like
You,
upgrading,
you can't
stuff, then
you
you
can't
have it.
stick it in your cargo. You have to stick it in storage.
Let's return and re-engage it. What is this? A complicated looking piece that lights a lot. You're not quite sure what it should be. Okay. I'll put that in the in the storage as well, I guess.
Just push Y. Yeah, there you go.
Wait. Can you use that to drive the thing away?
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what it's for.
Okay. I figured probably.
The thing, like the
The thing that's in the gigantic mutated.
Just watch Joe.
Yeah.
All right, I'm down to 2 fishes that I don't have.
You're getting there.
is one of them the Eldritch Godfish? Can you catch it?
It's the Eldritch Cleaver.
You're gonna have to narrow
He
that
didn't-
down,
he
Joe.
didn't attack
Oh,
me
there's
this
multiple.
I'm surprised. He will if you try to fish there,
Oh.
for sure. I think he
First
will
time
do
I
it
just
other times
drove
too.
over it. He definitely.
Yeah, sometimes he'll do that, but definitely he'll do it if you try and fish. Don't blow out your engine.
Listen.
You go a lot. You're gonna be. You're really
Yeah,
happy about how
really
fast you
slow,
are,
yeah,
and then you
right.
blow your engine. You're like, God damn it!
Oh, that's so painful.
Let's see here. So what is that a pole? This thing?
Uh,
Yeah.
I think
which
so.
thing?
Yeah, it's a pole. It's a rod.
Oh, that's the one. with the
Sampling
research
device. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess I uninstalled this. That in my storage.
That's your ticket to the land of the deeps,
Shit.
sir.
We're out of room
And
in my
it's
storage
Fishy Bounty.
here.
That is a problem.
Well, you can slot those things
You
into
can
the
you can move
upgrades.
you can move the other stuff into your cargo, like the upgrade parts can be in your cargo, but the ship parts can't be.
Let's see.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, the thing that I always wanted was a storage upgrade, and you don't get it.
Never?
But
You never
I'm
get
holding
it?
on. Nope, you never get it.
Well, you
It's
get it
always
on the
same
boat,
size.
but not your.
The
like,
boat
locker.
hull gets bigger, but the storage locker does not.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Like I said, you can take stuff out of there and just put them in here, and that
Yeah.
just counts as storage. So I just
Yeah.
have to spend some time.
Yeah, you just had to decide which thing you wanted to go after.
Well, no, you can take them back out of here too. So you can just.
Oh, can
use
you?
this
I
as
never
free-
tried.
Yeah, you can just use this as.
I
free
did not
storage
realize
if you
that.
need it.
That's good to know.
Yep.
That stops working once you've got every upgrade.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, yeah, but then
It
you don't
does.
need all this junk. So
It's
But I was
true,
never
but
quite sure if that was true or not. It's
You know
like,
the fancy metal.
maybe there'll be a thing I
really
can
hard to
do.
find?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the refined metal. Yeah,
I have 4 of them in my storage now. I can't let myself throw them away.
yeah, I hear you.
The low background radiation steel that you pull out
Exactly.
from-
That's right.
Yep.
Depleted uranium
Yeah,
boats.
yep. You're right.
But yeah, I definitely recommend this for anyone who's in the mood to cruise around and catch a creepy fish.
How much
that's
is this
good.
one?
20.
What's the?
25 American? 20?
That's
not
not
sure.
bad. That's not bad at all.
No, it's totally. It is appropriately priced for what it is, in my opinion.
Yep. Agree. $25.
I think we all like it, but it doesn't quite crack that like
Yeah.
A tier best indie.
Yeah.
It's no strange horticulture, is what I'm saying.
It is
Yeah,
not.
that's exactly what I was just about to say.
It is not. Also, Mr. Stormart, if you want something more horror-y, strange horticulture.
Let's see, there was over here, maybe?
So what's up with the great seeing eye at the top of your HUD there?
That's your
That's-
panic meter.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So the more weird shit you see and that happens to you, the more panicky you get. And then
So it
start
is kind of
hating
like
yourself.
amnesia.
Yeah.
Or Eternal Darkness, kind
Eternal
of.
darkness, yeah.
Does it tell you that it deleted your save file if you get too panicked?
I asked
It
that as
does.
well, yeah.
It does not. I did not see that, I'll say that way.
Where the fuck were those anglerfish hanging out? Oh, there they are, right there. Or whatever.
You can use your
They're in
Hell's
Bubble
Gate.
Man stage.
you can use your spyglass to see where fish are.
Yeah, that's actually very useful. At least during the day.
Ooh, a
Not
loose
so helpful
jaw.
at night.
Yeah, you need one of those.
She sounds
How-
like a
how-
good time.
Oh.
How big is the like world? Can you just keep sailing away from the island indefinitely, or at some
No.
point does it?
It's actually pretty compact.
Okay.
Well, so I sailed to the end of the edge of the map at one point just to see what would happen, and I kept sailing, and it just kept me at the edge of the map, but I did keep moving. So I'm not sure.
But then
how
if you turn
how they're doing that.
around, it's not adding more
Yeah,
distance.
it does not seem to be. Yeah,
And there's nothing out there, I assume, past the edge.
no,
Probably nothing spawns.
no. It's not like
Oh,
Subnautica.
why?
It's not like a giant leviathan that kills you. Out at the edge. I mean, out at the edge.
Let's just say that when you go out into the deep waters when you're feeling a little crazy, and you might see some stuff.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Mike. Hello.
Hello, it's Alex. Everybody.
Hello. Did you guys
That's good. I was getting worried.
did you get it up? Did you dredge it up from the ocean?
Fangtooth.
Did.
I did. I just
You
got
got it?
I just got an abyssal rod and caught a fangtooth.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fuck yeah, man. That's cool. I'm happy for you. I heard this game has boats, is that right?
No, it has boat singular, I'm afraid.
Boat. Elvis.
Okay.
But if you
well-
replace all of the parts of that boat, is it still the same boat?
It is, actually. Sorry.
I think it looks a little different when you upgrade it, doesn't it?
I'm not sure.
I want to say it got like a new paint job, but I could be wrong. Well, so I don't know. Have you guys been thinking around with anything else?
No, so wait, I want to know, before we get into other things we've been playing, since Alex is here now, I want Alex to explain the hitbox controversy to me.
The
What?
hitbox controversy?
I don't know, man.
Is there a recent
So,
hitbox controversy?
Apparently Capcom is banning them in all of their tournaments or some such thing.
I don't think it's all of them. I think it's like certain things. This happens like every few years where like Capcom or somebody or like ArcSys or something goes like, we can't use this thing in our tournaments, and then people go like, oh, and I'm just like, all right, man.
Wait, how do people respond?
I didn't get a harumph out of that.
Like I remember there was Daigo was using one that let him charge while walking forward, and they were like, bro, you can't do that.
that
that's
seems,
broken.
that
Right, well,
seems
see,
like
that's-
cheating. Yeah,
That's what I was gonna
right.
say. Like, that's the thing about a hitbox, right? Because like, I know in speedrunning and in high score, record competitions, a lot of times you can't like emulators are separate categories because on an emulator you can hold two opposite directions at the same time, which in certain games like kind of breaks things depending on the game. So like yeah, something like
Xboxes
that
don't
where
do that anymore by and large. The logic boards in them don't allow for that for the most
Ooh.
part. I mean, you could get one that does, but that would be not tournament legal.
Look at all these spiny lobsters. Delish.
And one's a trophy.
Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Nah, leave me alone, you fucker.
Hey, turn off your light. The creepy cloud will leave you alone.
Does that keep the?
Oh, the ghost shark.
Yeah.
The ghost shark's a motherfucker.
Yeah.
He's very. Doesn't tend to stick around for long, but he's so hard to dodge.
He chomped me.
Forrest Whitaker is back in the sequel, Jim Jarmusch's Ghost Shark.
I see. Okay, so what the hitbox thing
You're
is
the shark
is,
now, shark.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. Is they're banning basically? Yeah, they're kind of like just banning hitbox, but
Ooh,
it's like
look at that. Look at that glowy squid.
right aside.
That's a
A new
radiant
rule has been
squid.
added, and it's quite
Yeah,
simple.
it's a good
If
one.
up and down directions are inputted at the same time, both inputs must be maintained, or both inputs must be rejected. Because some boards will like not do that.
Why would
So
you
you
want
can,
to
like-
maintain them both?
It's all about like charging, like so you can charge and then like you can charge and jump at this. Like you can input both at the same time.
Yeah.
I don't really fully because I don't use a hitbox. I don't really like know what's best or what people do. You know, I don't know. But people who use that are like, or rather, use the one where like, because you can hold up and down, but have it only register one of those.
Yeah,
And
you
then,
can
like,
give it
as
like
soon as-
preferential treatment.
Yeah. So people who do have hitboxes that do that are like, oh, this sucks. Like, you know.
You don't have the other ones.
But
Yeah,
I don't play
I
with
just wondered
hitbox,
what
so
they
I don't
were.
care about this. But yeah, I don't know. People are gonna.
At least a couple of those are in the middle.
This happens every few years. Somebody's like, I don't know, man, hitboxes or pads or whatever are bullshit, and then there's like a quote unquote discussion in the quote unquote community, and I'm always like, I hate all of you. Just shut the fuck up.
All right, but this wasn't just a discussion in the community, right? This is like
Yeah.
a major publisher that hosts major tournaments, being like, you
Yeah,
can't,
yeah.
you know, this is the
Forget
rule
about it.
change of some sort. Yeah. So they didn't ban all hitboxes, just that the inputs have to register a particular way, or else.
Everybody should have to use a Genesis controller.
A
Ugh.
3-button
I'm
Genesis
in.
controller.
No, 3, but hit start to switch. Yeah, I'm in. Let's go.
Didn't some guy win, like, I don't remember what game it was, Super Turbo maybe, with a PS1 controller like 10 years ago? at
Lucy
Evo?
beat one Evo Street Fighter 4 at Evo with a
Street
PS1
Fighter 4.
controller. Yeah.
What's wrong with the PS1 controller?
I mean, it was for Street Fighter 4, so it was just kind of weird. That's
I think
all.
also most people think that the D-pad is kind of trash on a PS1 controller.
It wasn't even like a new PS1 controller. It was like,
It's a worn in and well-loved
Wolf.
PS1 controller.
Yeah,
of
exactly.
course,
What's
quite
wrong with a
naturally.
segmented D-pad?
You're a weirdo.
I think
Mike.
that's that depends. The PlayStation controllers aren't that bad, but the segmented D-pad on the Switch makes me fucking insane. And I get why they did it so that it can also be used as buttons, but it still drives me nuts.
Also totally fine. For most things.
Yeah, I don't know. I bought 2 different Joy-Con replacements that have real D-pads on them. Just did not have to deal with that when I'm playing in handheld mode. So that's just me, but yeah, I mean, I think that
Fathomless
as
winch.
I mean that sounds
Yeah, it's a good
pretty
one. That one's good.
It is good.
Seems good. I don't have enough research parts to get it just yet, but
The only real problem is that, like Kurt said, you need the best trawling net, whereas most of the other stuff is optional.
oh yeah, don't even fucking go out there if you're not going to be trawling. Come on.
it's true.
It's
not-
true, man.
The amount of
Trawling
money that
at
I've
peak-
made, the
peak
amount of money that I've
performance.
made in the half an hour we've been streaming this is like way
It's a lot.
more, way faster than I made.
I have $12,000 right now.
Yeah. What, I mean, you got nothing to spend it on though.
That's true.
This game's got no end
I do run
game,
into
man.
a lot of walls.
Yeah, the end game economy on this is just bullshit.
bullshit because there's nothing to buy, or bullshit because it's
Yeah.
all way too expensive.
'Cause
No,
there's
nothing to
buy.
buy.
Yeah.
Also, I'm being facetious.
Alright.
I was
gonna
gonna say, is this like a
well,
story game?
eh,
Like,
I mean,
Yeah.
I just
Yes.
I finished Resident Evil 4 remake, and I've started a new game plus, and the end game economy in that game includes an infinite rocket launcher that costs $2 million, and
Doesn't seem like you're that far away. You can get like a ridiculous amount of money in that game.
yeah, but also like, well, yes, but I guess part of it is
Good.
that I'm trying to do it fast to get like a better ranking on this playthrough, so I'm not looking for every single treasure this time.
Right.
And I'm not selling any of my, like, I have, a couple of, I only have like 2 guns, and I'm not selling them because, they're the 2 guns that I'm actually using for things, so I can't just like sell the guns I have for a giant pile of money.
Now I'm imagining Homer Simpson shooting his beer can open and shooting I don't know, the blinds to close them or something like that.
So how do I get a generator to use this thing?
You gotta take it to a
You-
specific
Yeah.
spot.
She actually told you.
Oh, okay. So
Take it over to the. Take it
It'll
over.
probably
to the,
say in your little cork board if you check your list of tasks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see. I probably missed it because I was.
Yeah, you
Dude.
were zipping
Gone
through the
away.
dialogue. She told you take that over to the research station.
How's the 4080 handling this game, Eric?
I mean, you see the ray trace reflections on the water? I mean, it's pretty sweet.
Do you have I never remember, do you have a 4K monitor or no?
No. I did
It's just a question of time.
I did get
Don't worry.
I did get the fancy monitor.
I was gonna say you got that big honking like
Oh,
curved
you did?
monitor, but it isn't
did.
4K.
No, it's not 4K.
Okay.
There's no. It's not
2K?
big enough for it to matter. If it was
You're
4K.
not sitting far
1440
enough
extra
away.
wide?
It's 1440 super wide curved OLED, 165 hertz refresh rate. But like, there's
Oh.
like no lag on anything, and the color response is really good. And it does. It's like one of the. It's
Yeah.
like the first monitor that does decent HDR. Which
I mean, I play a lot of games on a OLED TV, so I'm preaching to the choir.
Yeah, I got a 4K monitor, and let me tell you, Final Fantasy 14 looks great.
So
I'm
there was
using
a-
all of the Ks for this one. Number 1,
No?
number 2,
Yeah.
Yep.
3 is there, but not always.
I mean,
4, of course.
It's just
4K.
like,
Of course.
even with this monitor as big as it is, I mean, it's the same height as my other monitor was. It's just,
But it's
longer.
double wide.
Yeah.
So is it like having 2 monitors? Like, is it
Kind
easy
of,
to
but I still have
size
my other
things
monitor
to-
hooked up.
Right, right.
But like in Elden Ring, which doesn't have an ultra wide mode, it just has black bars on the side.
But they're OLED black bars, so you can barely notice them.
They're extremely black. Yes.
I've
Can
actually
you
said
shove
this
it over
before.
to one side and put something else like on
Yeah,
the
if you
other
run
side of it?
stuff in a window, you can do whatever the hell you want.
Well, right, but
if-
okay, but
if
you have to
things-
run it in a window to do
The
that.
problem
You
with a
can't.
curved monitor is that if things are not in the center, they
That's
look
true,
a little
they look
strange.
weird. Yeah, they look fucked up.
But like playing like Apex or Overwatch or something is really something. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's this. The big thing is still the. This is the FreeSync version, not the G-Sync version.
My FreeSync on my 2K monitor just
But-
does not fucking work with my graphics card. Every time I try it,
It should. Well, I don't.
So wait, you can FreeSync with an NVIDIA
Yes.
card?
Yep, but you can't go the
Yes.
opposite way.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I
allegedly,
just want-
well, allegedly you can, but like I said, mine doesn't work. I get like weird jittery screen tearing whenever I.
Try
it. Yes.
You might need to.
So I actually just turned it off and put VSync back on all the games that I play. 'cause-
Well,
Hmm,
so
I
then
see, I
then you
see.
introduce a bunch of lag. So
wow.
But does
I-
VSync introduce lag if you have a good frame rate? I thought it was just when your computer was
yeah,
struggling.
It does, yeah.
Let's see.
Because I don't notice it when I'm playing like a game that my computer can handle really well. So I was trying
if
this
you
too.
were, you probably, it's not bad enough that you would notice in single player games, but if you're playing Apex or something, you'd be getting shot and dying and going like, what the hell's going
Well,
on?
it's extremely bad when your computer is having a hard time with the game.
I know.
so
I'm telling you what my experience was with my other monitor that didn't do G-Sync anymore because the display port was burned out, and it didn't matter what, like I could run that game at like 140 frames or whatever, but it didn't matter.
And it would
'cause
still feel
V-Sync
laggy.
Would make it laggy, but then you have screen tearing, and it's like I don't know, whatever. FreeSync G-Sync stuff is still like way better than. I think it's better than ray tracing and better than most of the other modern bells and whistles that you can get.
Well, maybe I'll have to fuck around with it again. But
I wonder if there's a.
I was getting this fucking
there's
horrendous jittery screen tearing right in the middle of the
Oh, the
screen.
dog.
There's like 3 different versions of FreeSync on monitors, and some of them are more and less compatible with.
Mine is
NVIDIA
allegedly
cards.
on the list because I looked up the model monitor that I have, and it's on the list of like
Maybe you need
officially
a-
supported FreeSync monitors. So
You might
maybe I need to
like a
update the
firmware-
drivers on
yeah,
my
or a firmware update on the monitor. Possibly.
on the monitor. Oh yeah, it's possible. I guess I can look into that. But yeah, it's just I fucked with it a lot, and it would like it did some weird shit, dude.
Yeah.
Aside from just the screen tearing, like what was the thing? It would like the brightness would just like wildly change,
No.
like
Yeah,
at
that sounds
random.
like something is obviously very wrong.
But then when I looked, like when I searched for it, like there were a bunch of people who were like, I have a FreeSync monitor and a G-Sync card, and this is what it's doing, and it was all the same shit that I was seeing. And a lot of the like, you know, on like the Tom's Hardware forums and stuff, basically people are just kind of throwing up their hands and being like, I don't fucking know, man. Like it's
This just sucks.
it just sucks and it's not good. So I'll have to futz with it more, I guess.
Mm.
But
Well, what I did.
this monitor
is-
also wasn't very expensive, so like I could just replace it, you know.
What I did is I was like, I have no idea what any of this shit means, and I just did what other people told me to do. And this whole time that you guys have been talking, I've been like, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Hmm.
So that's what I recommend, is just being confused and asking people for help.
Sure.
And also not really having an eye for that sort of thing, and just like looking at this monitor and being like, I don't know, I think
Yeah,
it's
if
good.
if that stuff doesn't, I mean, that's the thing, right? Is like not everybody is like. I'm on the far end of the bell curve as far as being annoyed by screen tearing and bad frame rate, but I definitely like. I had a friend that got way into. Oh man, I can't remember the name of it. What's the name? It's like Homeland or something. You guys remember? It was like a bad first-person shooter that Ubisoft put out.
Is that the one that the Division? That one?
No, not the Division. This is like back.
Homefront?
Homefront. That's it.
Homefront. Wow.
The
So he
second
was
one,
way
the
into
second one
Homefront,
has
and he was like, "You need to get this and play it with me. It's awesome." I was like, I went over to his house and tried to play it, and it's just like the frame rate was like 15 or whatever. It was like so bad, and I just couldn't. I could not even get him to understand why it was that I couldn't stand looking at the game.
Well, okay, to be fair to myself here, I'm not that bad.
No, but
like,
that's what I'm saying is that there's like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
there's like a spectrum or like a bell curve or whatever.
yeah,
and I'm
there absolutely
it's
is.
like it definitely like if it's over 30 it's playable. If it's
Yeah.
60 I'm fine. But if it's less than that it really bothers me and it is really
Yeah,
noticeable.
yeah. No,
I
absolutely.
feel like 30 is. It depends on. I mean, with some games, 30 is noticeable, but
30
with a
is
lot of
noticeable.
games, I don't feel
I'm
like
like
30 is
60
No.
is.
Oh.
I don't
60
want to
is-
go back to 30.
Yeah,
I don't wanna go back.
absolutely. If it's only 60, that's fine, or if it's locked at 60, that's fine. But if it's more than the more, the better.
Right.
I can even
Like-
handle like a 45 or a 50 if there's no
Yeah,
screen
yeah.
tearing.
yeah.
Yeah, I
But
feel that.
I don't. I want to be done with 30 frames forever. And like, now that console games, you know, the PS5 generation, most games had high performance modes, and now they're starting to release games that don't. And I'm like, I just don't think I'm going to buy those games on a console because I don't want to play a 20-hour AAA game at 30 frames per second.
Yep. It's a
do you
bummer.
also hate movies now, Mike?
I mean, not more
They
than
only go-
before, I guess.
Well,
They only.
that's what I was gonna
that's
say. So the
not
one that
true.
always gets me is people who are like, "Oh, like I got the DVD," and it's like, "Oh, why didn't you get the Blu-ray?" I don't really see a difference. It's like, what the fuck do you mean? Are you fucking blind? Like, how do you
Yeah.
not see a difference? Like,
I mean, I
Listen,
think
man,
it
there's a
depends
lot of
on the
people
movie
on
and
their-
how good of a
No.
job they did.
no,
Oh,
it
yeah.
doesn't. I mean, that makes it more obvious, but like, come on, come the fuck on.
How often do
on their-
people just leave auto smoothing on or whatever?
Yes.
Oh God.
Yeah.
On their
Yeah.
22-inch Acer screen, yeah, they don't see any difference. That's still on showroom mode.
I gotta
Oh,
say
no.
though,
No.
once you get to 1080, I think the returns diminish very hard. Like I will sometimes be able to tell the difference with like a 4K versus 1080, but in some cases I can't.
It depends on how close you are to the screen and how good the screen you're looking at.
I'm a little too close to my TV.
Supposed to be 4 to 6 screen heights away.
Maybe
For
I,
four.
I definitely have had to
Maybe.
back up from this monitor. Because
Honestly, yeah, getting used to
like
this
my
monitor was a
my
struggle.
eyes were like very sensitive right after I got it, and I was like, "What's going on?" I was like, "Oh, it's because I have this super bright OLED monitor that I'm sitting right in front of. I need to like back up and move the monitor back on my desk."
Calcified snailfish.
Yeah,
There you go.
there we go.
That's what you need.
So, Joe, you'd asked about other stuff that we've been playing lately. I just did my first replay of Tunic, and actually this time went all the way,
Whoa.
solved the big puzzle, and it became this really cool, like, collaborative thing that I did with my son, and it was
Mike
super
finally went all the way for the first time. Good
Wow.
job, Mike.
What the fuck?
No, I still don't know what that actually means in the context of that game, and I don't think I want to because I did kind of like it, so I might go back and play it.
You should do. I thought
But-
playing it a second time was really fun because I knew enough to kind of smooth over the rougher edges of like the difficulty and things, and I was able to start looking for the secrets sooner because I kind of knew what I was looking for, and so it just kind of speeds up the entire process. And I had a really good time with it on a second play.
Nice.
There are some games like that. I was just recently reminded though of the number of people who like don't finish video games, which is kind of weird. I mean,
Most
I don't
most of them.
finish.
Whoa.
I don't.
Right.
I finish almost none of the games that I play.
Yes, but you also play a lot of games,
True.
right? Like for you to finish every game you play, you would play significantly fewer games if you finish them all.
It's true.
But I'm talking about like people who are like play, you know, only like the couple big AAA releases every year and just
You know,
still don't
bad news
finish them.
first.
You know. But yeah,
Yeah,
I
after the
like
bad
there's a
news,
lot
yeah.
of there's a lot of games I feel like that are, you know, more satisfying on a second play, and a lot of people, you know, never
Give them that chance.
give them the chance. Yeah.
I mean, you are the guy who plays every Resident Evil game 17 times.
And that's mostly true, but not completely.
Say, don't try to deny that.
Yeah, come on, man.
He only plays them not even a dozen times most of the time. But anyway, I'm gonna get back to this doc, and then we'll check out that Dead Space Demake.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been picking away at this. I've been picking away at where's the doc over here? I've been picking away at
I
Paranormal
got it,
Site
Kurt. I
still.
got it.
Congratulations, Mike.
I got the rare jelly. It's been eluding me for so long.
Nice.
I've got to get back to a dock to save before I get destroyed. But
Yes.
if you, the thing that actually is very close to where Eric is right now. I do not want to cruise over those tentacles by mistake. I'm docking at the exact same place where Eric is.
It's a good doc.
You guys play multiplayer?
I'd love it if this game had multiplayer. I don't know what you would do, but
You could just hang
Fish,
out and
I think.
fish. Yeah. This is good. Yeah. So there, since I'm docked, I'm gonna save and quit, and then we'll check out that. But yeah, I've been playing Paranormal Site. I'm still picking away at that, which I still can't figure out if I really like it or not. It's just a little too.
well, it doesn't sound like you really like it.
It's
It
a
sounds
little
like you-
too straightforward, but I still kind of want to see where it all leads to. I did get to a point where I'm kind of like jumping. I thought it would be something where you were like moving around in different timelines, like different realities, but mostly you're just where I am. You're just kind of like jumping to different character perspectives.
You played too much 999.
Yeah. Well, and like Danganronpa and other games have there's a little more mechanics to them. This is a little more of just like a visual novel. It does do some cool things, like there's one point where you'll like run into a wall. Like there's these two detectives, and you can go to like two different places on the map, and they're like stumped. They're like, we don't know what to do, and the game's like, well, you have to bounce out and figure out what to do. And what you have to do is you have to take there's two other characters, these two schoolgirls, and the solution to the puzzle is you have to you have to move the two schoolgirls to like be hanging out in front of the school, and then you switch over to the detectives, and then you have to move the detectives to be in the school so the detectives can interact with the schoolgirls. And I was like, oh, that's pretty clever. Like that was like, there's like some stuff in there, but I kind of wish that there was more of that. But generally pretty enjoyable.
Not enough hanging out with schoolgirls.
Yeah, well, you actually spend a lot of time hanging out with schoolgirls.
Mm.
So,
Um,
you know.
Eric, you'll be happy to hear that I'm actually finally playing the Great Ace Attorney games.
Oh, nice. Are they on your phone now, or are you
I need
They
to
are
get back
not.
to that.
They are not, and I decided to finally give up and buy them on my Switch because they were on sale, and I'm going on a trip. Well, it's going to be a little while, but they were on sale. And actually, I'm really glad I did because Vio saw me play them a little bit, and now she's totally hooked.
Nice.
And so
Nice.
the fact that I can play it on the TV is popular.
Those games have a really great look to them, and I really like that setting.
Yeah,
Have you met up with the Great Detective yet?
I have, and at first I was like, this guy's just a moron.
Uh-huh.
Now I know that he is a beautiful, wonderful moron.
He is. He's a moron like a fox. Okay.
He just needs a little bit of he needs a little guidance.
Yeah. Yeah, I really had a good time with that game. The big mistake I made was like playing both of them like back to back without taking a little break.
Yeah, that's
There
a
was
lot
a
of
little
Phoenix,
bit
right?
of like, oh, I accidentally smoked all of the Phoenix right.
Dude, I'm
Yeah,
so
exactly.
justiced.
But yeah, I really enjoyed great soundtracks as well. It's really,
Yes.
those games are pretty good.
I'm definitely enjoying them quite a lot. They are reminding me of basically the exact flaws that every single one of these games has, which are still present here. But I mean, I'm loving what's happening enough to put up with those issues.
How did
It's
I
fine.
get into this mode?
But yes, my goal is to take a bit of a break between the two sections, because I know I'll burn out if I don't.
What happened? How did I do this? Is
So-
this supposed to be like tank controls?
Did you
Kind
just
of
change
looks,
your camera?
kind of looks like it the way you're.
But they're
doing it
not
right
though.
now.
They like if I push right, he strafes right and left, and then so it's not really. So but I don't. So I have to use the other. I don't know how to rotate. Oh, this is awful. This is. You know, I've said before that they're like good tank controls and bad tank controls. I had.
Which one's this?
This is the bad kind.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't really understand. Like Resident Evil, like makes sense, right? Like you push right and your character turns right or left, and then you move forward to go forward.
And what's this? Is like controlling an RC car or something? Is it
Yeah,
different?
it's I don't
Or
know
like a
what's
or
happening.
remote
Well,
control
if I
tank?
go into aim mode, it makes a little bit more sense. I guess you turn with the other stick. I don't know how I got into this mode. Maybe if I quit and go back to the beginning, it'll put me back in the third person mode.
So this thing just popped up today. Just saw an article on Polygon that was like, "Hey, get this before EA cease and desist."
I know every time I see somebody covering one of these fan-made, whatever demakes or remakes, or so he's a little like, oh, should they even be covering this, or is it good that they're getting it
Shut
out
up,
there?
man. Shut up.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Who would like to shine a giant spotlight on a thing that will absolutely get someone sued?
Yeah. But
Oh,
also, if they don't
okay.
do
Just
that,
cease
then it
and
won't be
desist.
out there. So
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
they won't get they won't get
They won't get sued.
they
They'll
won't get
cease and
sued. They're gonna
desist.
cease and desist.
wow.
Still, less than ideal.
But I mean, anyone who makes this kind of thing has to know that that's the end game, right?
And as long
So
as
it's
enough
good if they
people
get
download it.
visibility because it means that people are downloading it, and then other
Yeah.
people later on will be able to ask them for copies.
Exactly. Which is what I did for you guys, but it was still up as of.
I
about 3
downloaded it
hours
like
ago.
half an hour ago.
So
Clearly, these guys are not Nintendo.
right, Nintendo would have sniffed this out before it came out and sent them to cease and desist.
Yes. I'm sure Nintendo has like alerts that pop up to their copyright people for every keyword related to them on anything that pops up on itch. Right?
Which is
Like,
weird
just-
because they seem to barely know how the internet works the rest of the time.
Mhm.
They just have lawyers who know how to.
True.
The lawyers know how to use the internet. It's the people that design the games that don't. But
Their
anyway,
lawyers
yeah,
must get paid by the cease and desist letter that they send.
Yep.
the person that
I mean,
made
some
this-
lawyers do. That's not wrong.
The person that made this said that they wanted to make like a PlayStation looking thing in Unreal 5, and they just kind of like picked this as a template to use, and I think it looks pretty nice. It's a little too
give me
nice for a PlayStation game, but the
I was
vertice,
gonna say,
Yeah.
have that
the
janky
vertice,
Z
I mean-
buffering.
yeah, the vertice swimming is a little too uniform. I feel
Well,
like.
nobody. I feel like nobody gets that right. I have yet to play like a throwback style PS1 game that gets the weird texture swimming correct, because I think that's actually really hard to fake, because it was like a weird shortcoming of the PS1 hardware. Is why that happened, because it had no floating point memory or whatever the fuck that is, which is why that happens. And nobody's mastered replicating that accurately.
Wait, sorry, is this just taken literally from Dead Space?
I'm not sure.
This just looks like footage from Dead Space that's
It
been
looks
applied
like-
like a
yeah.
filter.
Except shittier, right? They intentionally made it look shittier.
I guess it's supposed to be an FMV.
Yeah, right. It's supposed to look compressed and artifacted like a video streaming off the disc. Right?
It's actually not bad, because real-time graphics from 2008 do look a lot like 1999 cutscene graphics.
That's
Yeah.
true. That is true. Yeah.
It's a good compromise.
Yeah, it looks a little bit too good. Yeah, I agree. But I mean, if a dude's just trying to figure out how to make that shit work and how to make it. Did anyone ever play the Resident Evil 4 PS1 Demake thing? I kind of hate that
Look
they
at
call.
it.
I don't remember if we actually. I think
know-
we
I
talked
played-
about it. I don't know
close.
if
I
we
played
ever
a
actually-
cool like 2D Silent Hill one.
That was called Lone Survivor, actually.
Yeah, I know. This is a different thing.
Or what was that house game that you were playing for so long, Joe?
Stay out of the house,
Oh man.
which is the title lies to you. You do not have that option. You can get out of the house, but you can't stay out of the house. You have to go into it to get out of it. You can't.
So you're
just
saying the only
stay
way to
out.
win is not
You
to
gotta-
play.
is
Are you
not to
saying-
play. That's true.
You gotta get up to get down.
That is what I'm saying.
Damn.
Everybody knew that. I thought, though.
I mean, I thought so too, but
I
like,
think I was unearthing
it's
a
the
new truth.
it's kids these days. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked that game. That game actually, I think, looked more convincingly. But also, like, Puppet Combo's been doing PS1 throwback games for
That
a
game,
long time.
it looked
so-
nice, but I'm glad you were playing it, not me.
It had some. I mean, that's part of what made the experience kind of genuine, though, is that it had a lot of the sort of frustrating game design ticks that you would expect from a game from 25
Just
years
let me-
ago.
just listen. When you die, you need to be able to skip that
Yes.
fucking death.
Well,
animation.
yes. That is.
That's like unforgivable.
I gave that death animation a special award in the Stickies this year. So I mean, yes,
But
100%.
There was a lot. There was definitely some cool stuff going on there. I don't think I can make it through here.
So do we know how much of the is this
Well,
all
you
of
need
Dead
the-
Space as
You
a
need
PS1
the freeze
game?
thing to make that stop.
I have to assume it's not nearly all of Dead Space.
I mean,
That would
we don't
take
know how long
forever.
this guy's been working. Well, we don't know how long he's been working on it, right? I mean,
I guess.
God, I need so much bismuth. You have no idea.
oh
guys
yeah,
get
Alex,
me-
I saw there was a misprint on like a thing in my RSS feed today.
Sure.
So the headline on my widget on my phone said "Today's state of play focusing on Final Fantasy 11," and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Dude, they just released like new story content not too long ago.
They did.
Yeah, and that's what the state of play is about.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry. Did
no,
you say Final
apparently-
Fantasy 11?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. But then
Yeah.
when I tapped on the story, it actually said 6. So whoever put the headline in missed the V. So it actually is supposed to be Final Fantasy 16.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say I
That's
thought that was
about-
tomorrow,
Soon, right?
Or,
end
I
of
guess,
June.
yeah.
Yeah.
The first week of June is Street Fighter 6, and then the last week is, or like second to last week is Final Fantasy 16, and the end of May is fucking Zelda and
Zelda, oh.
Endless Dungeon. So fucking I hate the
Oh, that's in May?
universe. Yeah.
Yes.
Look, Alex, I'm gonna save you some sweat. I know you're not gonna be able. I know like it's compulsive. I get
Yeah,
it. You're
yeah.
not gonna be able to actually resist, but
Yeah.
just don't fucking play Street Fighter 6 at launch because all you're gonna do is bitch about it anyways.
Yeah, it's
So
gonna be
just
broken. Yeah.
wait until they
Uh,
fix everything and then start playing Street Fighter 6. Like,
Yeah,
Nah,
but
it's
then
gonna
everybody
be-
else will be ahead of them.
I'm-
Now, this time they're gonna get it right.
This
Joe.
time for sure, Rocky.
yeah, right.
This time for sure, Rock. Yeah, no.
For the
Listen,
first time in the history of a Street
listen.
Fighter game, it'll be the correct one at launch.
Listen, I'm more excited about Street Fighter 6 than I am for Zelda.
That's-
I know that's
you're-
crazy.
I mean,
crazy.
So
I know
you're
that.
crazy. You're crazy, but I get it. and I
Alex,
don't
did you see
disagree
that
with
thing
you.
where they took a stick and put it on a
I don't-
pitchfork and made a super long pitchfork? Like, what more do you want?
It's literally on the stick. The game.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
But-
Maybe Mike just talked me into it. Maybe that's what just happened.
But Alex,
Yeah.
you know that all Street Fighter 6 is going to do at launch is give you a series of headaches, and you're going to complain every week on the stream for the first 3 or 4 weeks it's out that this is fucked up and that's buggy and the multiplayer doesn't work right.
It's not gonna be.
and the
I don't think it's gonna be
fucking-
buggy. I think it's fine. I think I'm not the same person who played Street Fighter 5. I think it's gonna be okay.
Uh-huh.
Alex is in an abusive relationship. With
This
Street
time for
Fighter.
sure, Rocky.
Listen.
yeah.
It's been
Street
a
Fighter
while.
really loves me.
It's been a while since I got like really into a fighting game, and I've been itching for it. And I know a lot of I have friends who are gonna play it, and I'm like excited to play it with them and like
Right.
check it out. It looks cool. I played the beta. It was fun.
I hope you get to play with your friends. I really do.
I think I
look,
will.
It's just Capcom's track record is so fucking bad when it comes to online stuff.
I mean,
also,
the
like-
beta. Honestly, the beta was fine. So
I know,
we'll
right?
see.
Yeah, that's true. I do remember hearing people say that the beta like was better than the launch of most of the other Street Fighters. So
So but like even if they get and like I get it, right? Balancing a fighting game, balancing any online multiplayer thing is hard, right? So,
Sure.
but there's gonna be shit at launch where you're just gonna be banging your head against.
It's not
the
even
wall.
the
I just-
I mean,
balancing,
it's an
yeah.
entire new
the-
game. Like,
right.
there's going to be
It's-
also there's new systems, there's new characters, there's new everything.
Yeah.
Like,
If it's
and
just-
it's a
if it-
very
you
like
can just-
system heavy game, so it's gonna be like it's a cool. It'll be cool to learn a new thing,
Yeah.
and I'm
Sure.
excited to do that.
even
So-
if the net code works out of the box, that's a win.
That's the way.
Yeah.
that's
Oh well.
ridiculous.
Yeah. That,
Actually, I might if Alex says in the first week the netcode is working, I might buy it. You know, close to launch.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do to get the thing.
I don't have. Oh, I put it all in storage. Oof. That was close. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm on the moon getting moon rocks, and I did this earlier, but I need more. And I was like, what happened to all my moon rocks? It's like, oh,
Or I
they're
don't
in
know
storage.
if I have the power and I just don't know how to use it. Maybe.
You raise your sword in the air and
You have
say,
the
I have
you
the
have the
power."
little thing on your back that
Yeah.
indicates that you have that power. Because that's the meter for that.
Do you remember how
Is there, I
to
feel
use
like
it?
the, Itch
The
page
circular
had,
the circular
had,
meter has it.
Right.
Had okay. Give me a second.
I don't.
I'm just
Do you
gonna
remember
pull
how to
up the
use
thing.
it?
'Cause there was
for-
like a
Played this.
Why?
there was instructions in the
Yeah, and then they disappear. Oh, in the thing. Yeah.
on the itch page. So give me a second. I'm pulling it back up right now.
Press
Okay.
P for power.
Doesn't work.
Are you using a
What?
controller or are you
Yeah,
using?
I have a controller, but I can
Okay.
switch.
Secondary fire, right shoulder button, stasis, left face button while aiming. So square,
Yeah, so
I
aim
guess.
and aim and then extra
Aha! There we go.
square.
It
Yeah.
says here, press P on the controller. I don't know what that means. It says parentheses for power.
Uh,
Are you doing it?
yep, it worked. Thanks, Alex.
Cool. You're welcome. Every once in a while, I have a good idea. This is not one of those times.
Well, so I feel like the was the time between Street Fighter 5 and 6 less than between 4 and 5? I feel like it is, right?
2008 to 2016, I think, off the top of my head.
That sounds roughly correct.
And this would be like 2016 to 23. So what is that?
The clear question we have to ask
A little bit shorter. If
Yeah.
that's correct.
is how's the stomp?
I don't know how to stomp.
Left shoulder?
If they
Interact is bottom face button. I don't know if that is the stomp.
No.
if they do have the stomp, and he says like motherfucker, but like in like a super like digitized shitty voice, this is the game of the year. I'm just throwing that out there.
Not a Super Nintendo demake. Like they could have voices.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
were
but like
voices in
it
PS1
needs to be
games, dude.
somewhat fucked up.
Fire is right trigger, secondary fire is right shoulder button. Reload is bottom face button, interact is bottom face button, which is X or B, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you just can't stomp in this one.
Mr. Stormheart says, Dan Brow, the Dead Space remake is looking fire right now. Use stasis on the arm. Yes, that is correct. You need to use stasis on the arm, and then it'll lock in.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
All right, Kurt, riddle me this. I have just collected my final species of fish
Yeah.
in Dredge, and I'm looking at the achievements, and there's one for getting all the fish, and there's one for getting all the aberrations.
Right.
And the one for getting all the fish has more completions than the one for all the aberrations. Is there any world in which that makes sense? More people got all the fish than got all the aberrations.
Yes. Because they're counting them separately, right? The regular fish versus the
Oh, I think
aberrations.
you do regular fish?
Yeah.
All known
Non-aberrations.
species of fish. I guess the aberrations are unknown.
The aberrations are variants, yeah. So yeah, I got the first one once I got the anchovy, and then I got the second one once I got the anchovy king.
I do love that it's an anchovy king.
Yeah.
That was a pretty
Yeah,
good
the king of the
aberration.
anchovies.
King of
Obviously.
the anchovies.
Yeah, what do you like?
What kind of a
You
governmental
think they have a
system?
prime minister? Come on.
Right. The anchovies have not evolved to democracy.
It's a
Autonomous
remember the term.
commune.
that's right.
Autonomous collective.
Yeah.
I will also note that I did not ever get the perfect packing achievement for having every space of my cargo filled.
You didn't. That's
No,
sad.
I thought I did at some point.
I
Why is
need to
it
go
sad?
back and go to the tram thing, right? I think.
Yes.
They are.
Yeah, you've made
Ah,
you've made it work. So yeah, you gotta freeze this, but then you're gonna get attacked.
Frieza.
Yeah.
He's coming to fight Goku.
Yep.
I do like how the arms just like pop off once you cut one. It looks pretty good.
Yeah. I don't. How did you finish that Dead Space remake, right, Kurt?
I have not yet finished it.
Oh, you didn't finish it.
I'm about 2/3 of the way through it. I gotta get back to it.
I'm holding like when October rolls around. I think I'm gonna.
That's a good plan. Yeah, they did a good job with it.
I did one. I don't know where the other one is. I don't have a map. I need a map.
Maps are good. We like maps.
On the real game, you hold in the left stick and it'll point you where you're trying to go.
Yeah, this I don't think has that. But yeah. This is all right. I mean,
Yeah, it's solid, I think.
Price is right.
Yeah.
Blech. God.
like it's another one where if I wasn't talking to you guys, I'd probably be doing a little less aimless wandering because I'd be paying
Mhm.
attention. Also, there was no. It really helps when you can turn subtitles on.
Yeah.
Because I can't turn it up loud enough to really hear.
Right.
Subtitles on a PS1 game?
Yes.
It looks like the door to the storage room is locked.
It's more likely than you'd think.
Somewhere in the maintenance bay.
The door to the storage room is locked. Oh no!
Alex, as your resident JRPG guy, I just want to say that every
Sure.
time I see the words bad. Every time I see an ad for Tales of Arise on Steam, I think it says Tales of Arse.
I mean, I
Uh-huh.
like that. I don't know anything about that game, but I do like what you just said.
That game's supposed to be good.
Yeah, I heard it was alright.
As soon as Octopath 2 is on sale, I'm gonna snag that up too. I really liked the demo. I liked the demo of that quite a bit,
Everybody says it's way better than the first one,
which is not a
but
hard, not a high bar.
No, exactly. That's why I'm like, I don't trust anyone's opinion on that. Because
Well,
all the people who say that are like, oh, I loved the first one too, and I'm like, oh well, fucking.
no, like Jason Schreier and Matt or Mike Mahardy have both said that they like it quite a bit, and they're both people that didn't like the
Yeah.
first one. So
It sounds like the story is still no great shakes.
yeah, but it doesn't have to be great. It just has to be not as awful as it was in the first one.
How much revenge porn is in there? None. Oh, okay. Well,
Score
score.
or not in this case.
Yeah, I get it.
Need some health, damn.
So, sort of along the same lines of what Mike is saying, I'm leveling all my crafters and stuff in 14 for reasons. And I'm currently right now gathering Phrygian gold ore
Sure.
because I need it to make some new equipment. But every time I see Phrygian in my head, I read it as friggin'. So I'm like, friggin' gold ore. I gotta go get some friggin' gold ore.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe
That's
we're
how
at
you feel
Gold War
about it.
again. Stupid roommates.
I don't even know what I'm picking up. I guess these are boxes of ammo. Some health.
Probably.
Doesn't look like you're stomping them.
I don't. Was there a stomp, Joe?
I look. No, there was nothing. I read you the whole list
yeah,
of
that's-
controls.
I don't
and
remember
there
you
was
saying that there
nothing
was a stomp. So.
said stomp. So
Which really, I mean, what is even the point of this game with no stomp?
Dedicated motherfucker button, dude.
Mhm.
Dead Space 2, best game of all
It was
time.
a great sound
Dead Space
effect.
2 is a very good game.
Great sound effect. on
It is
the
really good,
stomp as
actually,
well.
but
Dead Space 2 is my fave.
I didn't play 3. I bought it when it was on sale for $1. Excuse me,
Really?
and I never played it. Yeah.
Ah, no. Whoa,
Was
shit.
it Joe? Did we play like 1 hour of Dead Space 3 together?
yes, you and I did.
It looked like the elevator cut your head off.
Yeah, it took me flying a little bit, but I don't know. Anyway, that's Dead Space, Demake, and Dredge.
I guess there's no saving, huh?
Doesn't seem like it, no. I don't think that there is a whole lot more to go based on what I've looked at on the itch page. So, but I don't know. I think that's good for tonight. Unless you guys want to do something else.
Well,
How,
good.
how are you finding the Resident Evil 4 Mercs mode, Joe?
I basically played it enough to get S ranks on all 3 of the maps.
I
and
got an S
then-
rank my first go round on the first map, and I didn't even make it all the way to the end. So
Yeah,
that was
yeah. I got a. I mean, not a perfect score, I guess, but I got a combo that was every single enemy on the map on the castle with
Yeah.
Hunk on my first try. So, or on the not on the castle, on the island map with Hunk on my first try. So, Hunk is like just as good as ever. Like the whole thing where you just kind of like spray into a crowd at a roughly head level with his gun and then break as many necks as you can. That's still pretty satisfying. or flashbang and then break a bunch of necks, or
Break them
It's
necks.
one shot to the dome, dude. That's all you need.
Yeah, and the noise that they chose, like I don't know if it's someone just like with a whole like a handful of celery stalks or whatever they did to make the noise. The sound effect is just too good for Hunk's neck snap. But as Alex said, I don't remember if it was in the email or in Discord or whatever. Like the lack of Wesker kind of sucks. Like
I'm gonna
Wesker
assume
was-
that some of that stuff will come maybe as DLC when they put out that Ada stuff. Maybe
I mean, I
Yeah,
hope right.
that
That's the
can-
thing too. No Ada, no Wesker. I feel
you
like
do
there was
get
another.
Luis.
You do get Luis, and Luis's melee where he like pulls out like a length of pipe from his pants or whatever the hell, like wherever that comes from, and then whacks the enemies with it, and then like shoves it back into his bag of holding or whatever is pretty good.
I
Um,
haven't really checked that.
Oh yeah, his melee, he just pulls out like a 3-foot long length of pipe and fucking whacks the nearest enemies with it, and then puts it away. And that's pretty good. Also, but like, I mean, Hunks. So also, I don't know, Alex. You said that you saw some people saying that the knife stuff for Krauser wasn't very good. I actually think the
No, I
Krauser
just
knife
said that.
stuff is good. Oh, okay. Well, you're mistaken. It's good.
All right.
But his bow is now all explosives all the time, which means that the ammo is like super hard to find, like really rare, and it's sort of you're supposed to like spare the bow ammo, which sucks. Like that's the best part about using Krauser is his ridiculous bow, and the fact that you can't just like use it all the time, I think is kind of a bummer. So, but also now when he gets his when you take out his arm blades, you can actually like walk around and use them instead of just having like one charge attack that kills everything directly in front of you, which is
I don't know,
cool.
that's pretty good.
But
Kills everything in front of you.
that's true, it does. But also like Hunks, so everybody has a mayhem bar now is what they call it. As you can see, Eric's is full for. So Luis can like set dynamite with his, which is pretty useful. Leon's bullets turn into those like magic movie bullets where if you shoot someone in the chest with like a low caliber pistol, they fly across the map for some reason. Which is pretty neat, but Hunks is definitely the best because he just gets infinite ammo for the duration of his mayhem bar, and so you can just go ham on like if there's a large enemy around, you can just cut him down really easily, and then go back to snapping necks for mooks once it's over. So I mean, I don't know. I think it's fun. It's fine. It's weird to me that they brought it back for Resident Evil 8, and there was like kind of a lot. Like there were 2 versions of every map. One that was like super hard, and each map had multiple sections where you would visit the merchant in between and get like a new. See, he just pulls out this pipe.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know where he's holding that thing, but
mostly I've been. I want you to pick that up.
but like yeah, all of the maps in Mercenaries and 8 were like these extensive like 3 or 4 part maps where you had to go see the merchant in between and kind of like manage your ammo and your weapons throughout all of the map sections, or you could kind of like screw yourself for the later ones. Although in some of them, like the strategy was to score super high on the early sections and then just kind of tank the last one on purpose because it didn't matter anymore if you got so many points. But anyway, the point is they did a lot for Mercenaries in 8, and my only grouse there at the time was that the only character you could play as was Ethan. And then of course now in the DLC for 8 they added Chris and Mold Nito and Sexy Vampire Mommy are all playable in Mercs now. So they fixed that problem, and this just feels, I don't know, it kind of feels like the B scenarios in the Resident Evil 2 remake, right? Like they at some point they realized it was a thing that people would want, but it feels kind of clear like they didn't really spend all that much time on it. Like it's sort of like if this wasn't here people would be upset, so it's here, but also like it's sort of half-assed.
Seems
Like
fine.
maybe they'll make it. I mean, yeah,
I don't
like
know.
the core gameplay of it is fine. It's still Mercenaries. I want more characters. I want more maps. I want there to be more of it because the thing is, so what you get for it is it really accelerates unlocking the hand cannon because before the DLC, this free Mercs DLC, the hand cannon, you got it by getting an S plus rank on professional, which is pretty difficult. Now you can just S rank all 3 of the Mercs maps, which is, if you've beaten the game one time, that's actually really easy. And then you get the hand cannon, and then on your next game, it's just in your storage locker. After you buy it for like whatever 1,000 CP in the like bonus item store, but getting 1,000 completion points or whatever they are is like that's like 2 chapter completion achievements, and you get that many points. So it's like it trivializes unlocking the hand cannon. Which I guess is nice. Like for me, it was nice because I was about to do another playthrough, so it was cool to have it. But once you've done that, it's kind of like, well, that was fun, but unless you're just score chasing, there's not a lot more to do. And like I said, even from a score chasing perspective, I got the full 150 enemy combo on the hardest map on my first try. So, I guess I could keep trying to like, increase that score by small increments, but at this point, why bother? So so I think I would like to see more. I would like to.
What it needs, I mean, the thing is, the problem is that the best mercenaries mode is the 1 in 5 by
co-op
so
one.
far, right? Because it's co-op and the stages are better and all the interactive stuff is just awesome in that version. But
and Sheva's bow is extremely good.
yeah,
You can use the Sheva bow in
but also
Mercenaries,
like
right?
the mercenaries thing is it's like a time and a place kind of thing. Also,
I mean, it kind of is, but like we were talking about, I mentioned this in the email thread. Like they keep trying to crack this nut of like, how do we make a multiplayer, like quote live service, Resident Evil game? And it's like we just make another standalone Mercenaries thing. It's multiplayer. Like that's like, you could make
but you can't maintain that forever. You know what I mean?
I mean, you could make a version
but
of
if you make it
basically Dark Tide that's
Right, and-
Resident Evil.
Yeah.
And like,
and there's all those characters and
yeah. Like, you've got enough, especially since they've been using the Reach the Moon engine for everything since 7. You can easily, like, that's what they were doing with Reverse, that got an update recently. I'm not really
Did it
sure what was
really?
in that, but yeah, it
is
just
there
got
a
an
new
update.
a new battle pass or something? There's
Jeez,
nobody playing that. I mean, there was nobody playing that game the day it came out.
I was gonna say, you and I couldn't get a full lobby the day it came out. But like, with all the maps and all the locations that are already in this engine, like it feels like it wouldn't be trivial, but it wouldn't be hard to
Am I
make.
supposed to like shoot that dynamite? Is that what I'm supposed to be?
The one that he sets down? No, it blows up. It's got a timer. It's got a fuse. I mean, you can shoot it if you want to blow it up right now, but it'll just go off by itself. And then you can just keep hitting the right stick to throw more. But yeah, like I mean, I feel like if you did, again, basically, Dark Tide, but for Resident Evil Mercenaries,
Sure,
like
I'd play
that's,
something like that.
I'd play that. I'd play at least as much of that as I did of Dark Tide. If you guys all, I mean, there's so many map options for something like that you could do, and I don't understand why they keep trying these weird experiments that nobody wants, like Umbrella Corps and RE-verse, and there was one that came with Resident Evil 3 remake that I'd forgotten about until just the other day when someone reminded me of it. What was that one even called? The one that came with
Resident Evil 3.
Yes, no, it came with Resident Evil 3, but it was called something else. But now I can't.
Resident Evil 2?
If only.
Yeah, I didn't know that had a multiplayer thing.
It did.
I didn't know that.
Resident Evil Resistance?
Sure.
I don't know, man. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, Resident Evil Resistance. I don't think I maybe played one game of that, and it was not good.
Whoa.
I don't know, man. Just
Until I
Kind
haven't
of
played this
feels
game in a
like-
few weeks because I do not remember any of the controls.
how any of this stuff works. Yeah, I put something in Discord, but I also just found out, like, and this seems like it might be one of those things that I just don't remember from the original game, but apparently if you whip a gold chicken egg at Salazar, it does like 70% of his health
I told you he's vegan
in one
now.
shot. Yeah, but it's only gold chicken eggs, Alex. Regular ones apparently don't do anything.
Well, he's like high class. Like he's not gonna like fucking.
Okay,
He's just-
got
It
it.
actually puts him into like an enraged state if you throw a regular one at you. It's like, what the fuck do you think this is, man? Only the finest for
Sure.
Osmond Sadler.
No, not Sadler, Salazar.
Well, him too. He's there.
Although I guess, like, I don't. Maybe people have. I assume once somebody figured out that that worked on Salazar, then they tried it on Sadler, and I feel like I would have heard. But that's one of those things where it's like, was that always the case, and I just never figured it out or remembered because I never would have tried throwing an egg at fucking Salazar during the boss fight. But the one, like, there was a thing that I heard about, like, just last year or the year before, where like, if you fully upgrade the Punisher in the original, this is an original. I think it's, or is it the starting handgun? I don't remember which one it is, but whichever one that gives you like a crit bonus.
Okay.
If you have that equipped, the crit bonus carries over to all of your attacks. So like, it's not just a crit bonus for that gun; it's a crit bonus for everything. Like if your melee attacks also suddenly get like the 20% crit bonus or whatever that the gun has while you have it equipped, which I had no idea that's how that worked. But apparently it is. Like, someone extensively tested it to confirm it, because apparently there had been some debate about it for a while, and so someone just, like, upgraded it and then kicked a whole bunch of enemies and, like, tracked the results, basically, and was like, yep, it carries over to your melee attacks as well. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think this remake is really good. I think that the things that they left out of it are mostly, you know, stuff that probably could have stood to be left out.
At the very least, like the trade-offs are, you know what I mean? It's like there's some additions that are good and some like stuff that they left out, and at least it's like kind of evens itself out. I felt like.
Yeah. I mean, I never really, I understood why people thought the original game was too long, but I never really felt that way. I mean, I guess like I've also always felt like the island section of the original game is, in the grand tradition of most Resident Evil games, the worst part of the game, but I don't think that, like, the end being the worst part and the game being too long are not necessarily one-to-one, although I think some people might equate
I think they
those two
are
things.
necessarily one-to-one in the case of Resident Evil 4. It's like you could just chop off a lot of the back half of that game. And
I feel like a lot of the stuff you can lose though, and
Is in the
kind of
castle
did,
as
is in
well.
the castle, not the island. Yeah, 'cause
They
the island isn't
tightened
that
up the
long.
Island quite a bit.
Yeah, they really tightened up these graphics on level 3.
Good for
But
them.
yeah, I don't know. I really like it.
Keep doing this. They can just keep doing this. Fine.
Yeah, right. I don't know what they're gonna do it with next. There's a lot of people who seem to think it's gonna be Resident Evil 5. I think that game still feels like much too new to me. But I guess Dead Space just got a remake, so fuck it. But also, like, man, that's like, that game was already, you know, a little bit problematic in the naive year of 2009. I feel like if they tried to remake that game now, that's really super not gonna fly. Like,
Well, that's the thing that you have to figure out, right?
right? Well, right.
You have to,
Sure. Yeah. You have to not have
You
a
have to
bunch
make
of
it
black
lawless
people in
racist.
tribal war paint and like doing weird like
Going
1930s
literally-
ooga booga shit.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. I was
yeah,
literally gonna say going literally ooga booga,
Yeah.
and then having a white guy shoot them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
And like the opening cutscene where he's walking through town, and there's just a bunch of like black people giving him looks from the shadows, and it's like, okay, this is normal.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think that's a little bit of a sticky wicket. And like, I mean, as I said,
They'll do Code Veronica.
As I was just saying, as I've said before, Code Veronica and Zero, I think, are the ones that really need remakes. Like more
Joe,
than
hey
anything.
Joe, you
like,
want to play Resident Evil Zero remake co-op with me?
yes, fuck yes, I do.
Yeah,
I
see?
absolutely want to do that. I like if they just brought Resident Evil Zero up to the standard of original Resident Evil 5 as a co-op game, that it would be 10 times better than it is, you know. But I also feel like a lot of the people who are saying, I mean, and maybe I'm wrong, I could definitely be wrong, but a lot of people who are clamoring for a remake of 5 are maybe people who didn't play 5 co-op originally, because like I mean, it's definitely not as good as 4, and obviously it wasn't as big of a like sea change in, you know, video games as 4, but like as a co-op game, RE5 is like,
It's really fun.
I had so much fun with it. I played it co-op with my friend
Yep.
John.
Agreed.
I played it co-op, a bunch of it with you, Eric. I played with some people on
Played
Xbox
with Kurt.
Live, like, yeah,
Yep.
played with Kurt. Like, I played a bunch
Mike,
of
I
Resident
played with
Evil 5
Maddie. I
co-op.
played through it co-op. I played it with my brother. I played through that game co-op like 5 times, and it was fun every time.
Yeah,
aside from the
so, like, right. I mean, because I've seen people saying, like, oh, like, the AI for Luis in the cabin fights and stuff is, like, really good. So, like, if they applied that to Sheva, I'm like, or you could just, like, get a friend
Yeah.
to play with. Like, that's that. But if you don't like the game because it had this weird, you know, because Sheva as a partner wasn't very good, or Chris as a partner, because really
It
you
was
choose either.
fine.
It was fine, but like, I mean, I was stuck. Whoever my AI partner was, all the submachine guns and all the submachine gun ammo just went to my partner character. That's how I dealt with that. Because I hate using SMGs in these games, anyways. So I was just like, here.
It sucks in this game too, man. It's so
Yeah.
bad.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does. Yes, it does. It's only permittable with Hunk because you just pop off one round at a time to stagger them and then break their necks.
It's the worst part of the shooting galleries too. It's
Yes.
the only one I had a hard time getting an S rank on.
Yes. Same.
Yeah, I don't mind them, but whatever.
But
I'll just
you
take
know,
all the. I'll take when we play multiplayer. I'll take all the submachine gun ammo.
Okay, good.
Yeah, right. But also, like, man, like Sheva is also a character that I feel like has, like, she was the good part of that game, right? Like, she was except for the weird, like, tiger skin bikini, the alternate outfit. But like in general,
Yeah, but that was
you know,
hot, though.
she was. I mean, you're not wrong, but also like, you know.
I feel like I'm not.
but
using
like-
I keep forgetting to use my dynamite.
Yeah, man. It's really good for crowd control. But it's like kind of a bummer that Sheva never like was in another game. And like I double checked this when we did our ranking, not this last Halloween, but the one before, and like I was like maybe she was in something that I didn't play or don't remember. No, she was never in another game after Resident Evil 5. And that's bogus.
Yeah.
Well, so let's just say they do Code Veronica, and then let's say they do 5. Does that mean they're gonna do 6? Because that'd be great. I would
I
love
mean,
that.
That game is dog shit and definitely
I
could
know.
stand.
I hope they don't change anything. I hope
I
they
mean-
just re-release it, and like they make it like an 8, like you know,
with
it's
like
just the
4K
exact same.
textures.
Yes.
That's it.
But they say that it's a remake. They're like, no, we learned our lesson. We redid it, and then you get like Leon like cranking the crank like QTE again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like they constantly steal the control away from the player, like they did in the original.
There's a moment in this one where I'm trying to remember when it happens, but you get the camera control
What?
wrested
Oh no!
violently away from you.
Flash grenade would stop this. That was a little too slow. Anyway,
But yeah, I mean I like this. I think these remakes have all been very good, but also like I'm very curious to see what happens with Resident Evil 9.
Oh, yeah,
Like I
that's
want to
good.
know what that's going to be like, right? Because you know, I'm a fan of the series. I would like to see some of the older games done some justice to, but like Resident Evil 7 and to a lesser extent 8 were both like very good new entries in the series, and I want to see where it goes from here. Also, I think there's like a non-zero chance. I don't think it's necessary, but I think there's a non-zero chance that they remake 1 again.
That might be the next one, honestly.
I wouldn't be
Because that's
surprised.
like if you look at the like sales figures of Resident Evil games, that remake of 1 is one of the highest selling ones. Because that's kind of the ones that they've been doing most, is like the ones that sold the most.
Right. Well,
And so
3.
the next
So
is
apparently,
like 5 is like the highest selling one. So from that perspective, it would make some sense. But
I don't know. Games from 2 generations ago just feel too recent to need remakes. Although, I mean,
this is
well,
this
Kurt,
is
you
the
said
game
the
that
Dead
all the
Space
games
has
from
been-
that recent
Yeah.
example
Did a good
based
job.
on, so.
yeah. But I mean, right. So I think there's something. I mean, I think there's an interesting possibility with like a Resident Evil 2 remake style remake of 1.
Oh, dude, hell yeah.
But like, I don't know that I need that necessarily.
You didn't know that you needed Resident Evil 2. We were like a few
No,
months ago talking about like, or even whenever it was announced, like years ago at this point, we were like, I don't know, they need a remake 4, blah blah blah. And then since it came out, both you and Eric are like, dude, this game fucks.
I was
does,
excited
but
for it.
it does. But I will also say, like, I still don't think it needed to be remade. Like, the difference between 2
Listen,
and 2
man, you don't need
remake.
to. I mean, if we're gonna play that game, you don't need to play any video games.
Yeah, I was gonna say nothing needs to exist. Let's all just like die.
Yeah, right. Okay, right.
Exactly,
So
right.
that's maybe going a little bit further.
I wasn't
than
gonna go
what I was
full
saying.
nihilism, but
Alex just got blackpilled live on stream.
he did ask for
so-
some black metal, so he's
Yeah,
been listening
true,
to a
he
lot of
did.
Shining albums.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you heard of this Varg Verkindus
yeah, I was
guy?
gonna
He's got some
say.
interesting ideas.
Fuck
We'll send you
that
some
guy.
Burzum albums.
No,
and,
see, that's not nihilism. That's like bullshit Viking racism.
Or
Head,
Viking
yeah.
racist, yeah.
But no, like yes, I understand. No video game needs to. I mean, that's also part of it, though, right? Like there's a limited amount of resources, and you know, in my view, like I would have rather had another new Resident Evil game probably than
We're still
this
getting
remake
those.
of 4. But like, this is still a really good remake.
We're still getting those.
We are. That's true.
Also, Resident Evil 2 remake is the best one. So, but I still would rather see them. If they're gonna remake the games, I would definitely prefer to do the old ones.
Yeah.
Do
I-
1,
and,
do 0, do whatever.
Right, 1-0 and code. Or actually, you know what? Actually, you know what would be fun? They won't do it because they sold like fucking shit. So if that's the
Survivor.
metric, no. Yes, no. I was gonna say the Outbreak games. Actually, those would be. Again, that was the first attempt of them trying to
But
crack
then you'd be
the
asking
online
Capcom
co-op
to like figure
thing.
out online stuff.
Online stuff.
Right,
yeah.
which they are not good at. So
I wonder, can we cobble something together with like PS2 emulator to play those, or does that not work?
So they're probably, but I don't know how well it would work. But we could try.
Something to think about for Halloween this year. Just give those spend a couple hours with those. Because I remember feeling like this is a cool idea, but like I didn't have the broadband adapter for my PS2, and like neither did anybody else I knew. So
Yeah.
I was just playing
Neither
them
did
with like
anybody else.
right. The only people who were playing Final Fantasy 11, right? That
11,
was the
yeah.
original, yeah.
Like weirdos
Played
that,
that.
yeah,
I played SOCOM.
I was just gonna say,
Oh, yeah,
fucking,
SOCOM.
fucking weirdos that had the Final Fantasy 11 on PS2. Kurt.
That's me. Spent so much time.
PS2.
Yeah.
You didn't have a computer or Xbox eventually.
I mean,
Did
when
it
it
come
came
out?
to
I would
Xbox,
say it-
I moved to Xbox.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kurt
When it
was
on
started,
PS2
I played it
first,
on PS2.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
We basically like cajoled Kurt into getting into PC gaming.
Yeah, that's correct.
Because I remember when we used to play like Team Fortress 2 and stuff. I was like, this is way better on PC. You should play it there. And Kurt was always, yeah, he made that noise. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, Team Fortress 2 was way better on PC though.
It
Good
was,
lord.
Team
but,
Fortress 2 was
also
better on
especially like you go back more than like 6 or 7 years, and PC gaming was also there was a lot of bullshit that you had to put up with.
That's
Yeah,
true.
it's-
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's
you
what I just
still
yeah.
have to, but they've made
Not in the
consoles,
same-
but they've made it so that
it's orders of
consoles-
magnitude less shitty
Right.
than it used to
Yeah.
be. So.
And also now consoles have a lot of the same bullshit, so you
That's
can really
true,
escape.
yeah.
True and accurate.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I'm going to bed.
All right, good night.
All right.
Nice.
Good night.
Kurt's had enough of our bullshit.
I did. I have.
I don't blame them.
Yeah, but yeah, like I think Outbreaks 1 and 2 would be those could be interesting remakes. But yeah, like you said, it's asking them to deal with online shit, so maybe not. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think these are all fun, but like I said, I think I'd certainly in the immediate would rather have them give me a Resident Evil 9 before another remake of something else.
They haven't really said what they're doing next, although I assume that there's a 9.
Yeah, well, I mean, I remember when I finished 8, feeling like, oh fuck, 9 is going to be about fucking Rose, but then now that shit is just like in the DLC for 8, which I still haven't played. So maybe not.
Whoa,
Like,
that
maybe
animation when you punch that chainsaw guy. A little fucked up.
He has there's like, have you noticed the animation he has that's like not quite the full like Leatherface chainsaw ballet, but like pretty close?
Yeah, he did that in the original game, didn't he?
Did he?
So.
I don't know.
I don't know.
remember
Yeah, that's
noticing that, but-
Mercenaries. It's all right.
Yeah. Yep.
It's all right.
It's
But
all
whatever
right.
they do, I definitely hope that they don't completely move away from the slow horror of
Yes.
2 and 7.
I mean, I feel like
and-
we're already on the path that
we
we're
are
already on that
we
path.
are. But
Because 7 and 2 remake were both like super slow, super horror, super every enemy is a potential death. And then 3 remake and 8 and this are all like, no, now you're a 1-person army and you're just gonna rip everyone's guts out. And it's like, oh, all right, we're doing this again, huh?
They hit the same point in the franchise where that changed, and now they're doing it again. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I mean, this is 5 games in a row that I like, so.
That's true. But also, like, I mean, but Alex, the thing that was, I think, a little different at that point was, like, the fixed camera angles thing felt like it had super run its course, and also, like, nobody had figured out how to make a good, like, third-person horror game yet in 2005, you know? You know, and now they, or maybe it's not that they hadn't figured it out, maybe it's just that the market wasn't, like, prepared for it.
Also,
In the
there's
way
just not
that
that many
they-
good horror games.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's I feel like what was it like Outlast was kind of the thing, like Outlast and Alien Isolation
Yeah.
were sort of like all of a sudden then everybody was like, "Oh,
we have to make
we can-
games that are just like
we can do
this.
that."
Yeah.
Yeah. Or even like Amnesia. Like you can't fight at all in Amnesia or Outlast, like you just have to run away from the monsters. and it's
Joe,
like-
you should say Penumbra. Thank you,
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. I forgot about Penumbra.
because that's
Um,
that's the
Technically,
OG.
Penumbra came first, so
Right.
Not technically.
Right.
It literally.
It literally
Yeah,
came
literally came first.
yes.
It's not a technicality. There's time only flows in one direction.
It's true.
the team
least
that
our
made
perception of it
Penumbra
is.
took what they learned and then applied it to Amnesia.
I mean,
and
that's
blah,
not.
blah, blah.
Well, I don't know why you're
But-
making the nerd voice, because that's.
That's just literally what happened.
Yeah,
I don't know,
this is
'cause it's
what
fun.
happens.
I mean, it is literally what happened, but also like
Amnesia
Penumbra was
is
not
not-
nearly did not hit in the way that Amnesia did, right? Like that's
I don't know. I don't play any of those games because I'm a big baby. So
you are a big baby. It's true.
I know. I
Um,
said it. I'm not trying to hide that.
You
I'm a
played
scaredy
Resident
cat.
Evil things though, right?
Yeah, I played Dead Space as well.
These games are a little more actiony, though.
Did you play Dead Space 2 is the one with the eyeball surgery, right?
I did play Dead Space 2,
Right.
and it is the one with the eyeball.
Okay.
Which that
You
one
made it
didn't
through
bother
that?
me
You
too
got
much.
through that?
Yeah,
Okay.
that was fine. I mean, that would suck, and I don't like it, but you know.
I mean, it's not like Lucio Fulci level eyeball torture, but you know.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with that, and I am okay with keeping it that way.
He was an Italian horror movie director who.
No, I know.
In almost all of his movies, someone gets like an eyeball gouged
But
out in
very
some
slow.
horrible way. Yes.
Okay,
The quintessential one is in Zombie 2, where a woman gets dragged onto like a broken piece of wood, like very slowly by a zombie. Which is weird, because you would think the zombie just wants to eat her, but no, it actually wants to like torture her to death by impaling her eyeball and then I guess subsequently her brain on like a broken piece of a door frame.
That's a kebab. You know, like a skewer.
That's right. Yeah, we don't see him. We don't get to see him like eat the eyeball off the door kebab though, which is missed opportunity, really.
Oh,
Off the door kebab. That's
There you
a
go.
sentence that I heard.
If we still
Hey.
named podcasts,
If we had a horror movie podcast and we were
eating
looking for
the
a name,
eyeball off the door kebab.
yeah, just be. I think it's a little like punchier if it's just eyeball off the doorknob. But what do I know?
oh, man.
Oh my god, I'm almost done gathering all this shit.
Also, Zombie 2 is also known as Zombie for reasons that will never fully make sense.
Zombie 2 Zombie?
No, yeah, heartache to heartache we stand. No, so in Italy, the Dawn of the Dead was known as Zombie.
Oh, okay.
So they made another Lucio Fulci, who helped cut Dawn of the Dead for its European release,
Sure.
made a kind of sort of sequel to it
Right.
and called it Zombie 2. But then people were like, wait, what the fuck is Zombie? It's not related to Dawn of the Dead at all, or any of the subsequent Dead movies from Romero. So it's
then
just
they saw
like,
that scene where
what?
the zombie fights the shark. And...
That's true. There is the scene where the zombie fights the shark.
This movie sounds fucking cool.
I mean, yeah. Kurt and I saw it in the theater in 2018, Halloween of 2018. It was part of a mystery marathon that we went to.
What was mysterious about it?
The movies were not announced beforehand.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for playing along with the joke, but I was gonna be like, I was hoping you'd be like, we didn't know which one was like. When you go to the counter, like they don't tell you what you're buying, and they just give you popcorn. They're like, anyway, that's a real
Yes,
mystery.
that's the
Frozen
real
Give me
mystery.
$20. What am I gonna get? Fuck you.
I mean, I'm not going to say that I've never tried like a mystery food item before. So as long as I'm
I have,
guaranteed it won't kill me, I'm.
I have a bag of jelly beans at the moment that are like all like mystery flavors, and they're all. This is actually really.
Are
I'm
they like
wondering.
the gross Harry Potter ones though, or like
No,
someone
no,
tastes
no,
like
no.
dirty
It's-
socks and vomit? 'Cause
They're like,
pass on that
they're
shit.
like defects. Like so, there's
Oh,
like all of them are like 2 or 3 like fused together or some shit.
Mhm.
So part of me is like, okay, are these literally just you had defects and you were like, well, rather than throw them out, we'll just bag them and sell that, which is clever, or are they intentionally made fucked up to like trick you into thinking that's what it is, and that's like a marketing.
So I don't
I
know the
wonder.
answer to that, but I do
Yeah.
know that if you go to the Jelly Belly factory in Wisconsin and take a tour,
Okay.
in the gift shop they do sell like at like half the price of normal jelly beans. They do sell like the deformed, like
Okay.
misshapen, stuck together ones.
These are Jelly Belly, so it's probably just those then.
Yes.
That they are just
Then
bagging
yes.
in.
That-
Okay.
Yep.
Alright.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, asked and answered. All this bullshit.
Huh.
Get out of here.
Pretty fucking cool, man.
Alright.
I wish I had the sound up so I could hear the neck snap sound effect. Although I feel like you're not snapping nearly as many necks.
No,
as-
I'm not.
It's not as good as it was in 4, in my opinion. Because in 4, when you would like go in for the neck snap, there was like a whoosh sound effect, and then when you snapped it, it made this like really like crunchy, like not
It
crunchy.
makes a
it's like
super crunchy noise. In
it
this
made
one.
like a booming, like reverberating noise, and that's like gone now. And it's like,
Has someone made a YouTube video
Remember,
where they
I-
compare the neck snaps?
man, that I don't know, but
Yeah, you got a lane to fill, Joe.
Yeah, right. It's time for me to.
We're too late.
I
don't
need
know
to
my
get
snap.
the
Same neck snap, different sound effects.
different game. Oh, good. Same snap, different soundtrack.
That's right. No, somebody already has. I was gonna say that YouTube keeps trying to make me do fucking shorts. I was gonna say I'll make
yeah,
a short.
They're really pushing those now. Well, they weren't. They
Well,
really want to
TikTok's
be
gonna be
there when it
illegal,
gets,
so they wanna, they wanna scoop that up.
No, see, this is just showing the animation though. It's not playing the sound.
Well,
That's
what's even the
bullshit.
point?
What's even the point, then? That's fucking stupid.
Right.
They got your fake money though.
Yeah,
It's
they
too
got
late. They got your view.
They got your half cent of revenue or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Whoa, hey, what's up, bud?
Where's the script person?
Here we go. This one looks like it. This one is more in depth.
Nope.
The Studium, right? Yes. Hello.
Yeah, I mean the whoosh is still there, man. It's still.
It's not as good. Not as good.
It's an inferior video game, Joe. Just face it.
Just accept it.
Oh, also, does he have a wrist blade in the original, and I just didn't remember that? Because one of
I
his
don't
melee
remember
attacks, like if you pop their kneecaps, he's got one where he spins around and like shoots a fucking like Ezio style wrist blade out of his sleeve to kneeling enemies. Sometimes, like sometimes it's a kick, but sometimes it's like a spin with a wrist blade.
There isn't one here, motherfucker. It's like we're going to Grenania. Fucking A. Alright guys, I'm here. Give me fake money. Come on.
No.
Do it.
No.
Came all the way over here for this.
Came all the way over here for this.
Yeah.
I don't.
Purple
in the-
script,
in
man,
the
I need it.
original One of these, did they do that thing where those like walkie scorpion dudes supercharge enemies like that?
I don't remember that from the
Or is-
original.
I think that's new, right?
I think that's new. Yeah. The weird giant face huggers, like they
Yeah.
escaped from Contra.
Because they were in the game, but I don't remember them doing the crazy.
Yeah, I thought they just like bugged you.
Yeah.
Like they didn't. I don't remember them. Yeah, doing the like attaching to enemies and supercharging them thing.
360 no scope toe shot. Shit. No. No. No.
Yeah, actually, you know what, Alex? I'm gonna say that the whoosh is better in the original,
Okay.
but the actual sound of the neck snapping is way better.
All right.
My
Well,
memory of the original snap is better, but memories and all that.
I'm
So
gonna,
I mean,
I'm gonna end the stream now, but I'm glad that we resolved all these
the
important
whoosh
issues.
it is important.
The whoosh
actually.
is extremely good.
The whoosh is extremely
The
good.
whoosh in the original game is extremely good.
That's what makes it. Like
Okay.
you just you pop one little bullet into a crowd and then you whoosh up to them and then cacao.
Yes, yes.
Whoosh cacao, man.
Whoosh
that was
cacao.
what it's all about.
That's still what it's about. Eric wasn't doing that, but that's why he only got an S rank instead of an S plus. So
Eric, you need to work on that.
Yeah.
you need to whoosh more.
I think I'm.
But don't forget the cacao.
I think
You
I
gotta-
played enough of this. But anyways, if I play more Resident Evil 4, I'm gonna play through the campaign again on a harder difficulty. But
You gotta get,
anyways,
the
that's
cat,
it.
you gotta
for
get the cat
stream.
ears, man.
So
Cat
for
ears.
the stream for the night. I think I have those.
You have to beat the game on professional with an
Oh,
S
okay.
rank to get them, so
Alright, probably not then.
Probably not.
I just want to briefly add that a giant guy wearing a bandana and like a tank top just ran up to me, and his name was Shagohod Boss. So that's all.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
I was gonna say,
that's
was his
it.
name Bill and or Lance?
No,
But
he
no,
did. He actually
Shagohod
kind of
Boss
did.
is
He
also-
actually looks like he looked like Ralph from King of Fighters,
There you go.
or whatchamacallit, Akari
Well,
Warriors.
Akari, yeah.
Technically, yeah. Anyway, you know who I mean.
I know who you mean. I feel like most people now would definitely, if you said
Yeah.
Ralph from Ikari Warriors, they'd be like,
yeah,
"What?"
yeah.
You'd have to be like, "No, I mean Ralph from King of Fighters." They'd be like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. Anyway,
Ralph and Clark, not known for their
So I have a cool
Yeah.
hat.
Ikari-ness.
I guess they would outside of that be known for fucking Metal Slug these days.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Anyway.
actually, Eric, if you have the cool hat, or not that cool hat, I meant the fedora. If you wear the fancy
This is a much
pinstripe
cooler
outfit
hat than
and
the
do the reload animation when you have infinite ammo on the hand cannon,
Mhm.
he does like a revolver ocelot, like spin and toss the gun, and then like a Michael Jackson pose with the hat. It's pretty good.
Good. All right, that's it. We're getting out of here for tonight. But
Not everybody.
good night.
Good night.
Ooh. Good night.